ticking clock, nowhere else to go. That's what I need. Appetite getting quenched tonight. That's what I crave. Needing love. That's what I crave. That's what I need. That's what I crave. Needing love. Sweat that shines on your moonlit skin. That's what I love. Tangled hair, you pull up with a grin. That's what I love. A moaning shout, we both pass out. That's what I crave. Needing love. Crave. Need love. Crave. Need love. Crave. Need love. Ooh, yeah. That's what I crave. Oh, yeah. That's what I need. That's what I crave. Needing love.
Hello and welcome. How's everyone doing tonight? We're back yet again with another casual Sunday. Tonight we're doing part 2 of the Infectious Madness of Dr. Dekker. I really enjoyed this last week, so I'm hoping that we can finish it up tonight. Before we get started, I want to thank Rad Awesome Face for following. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. And once again, if you want to follow me on any of my social medias, we have the TikTok down here where I post videos of things. We have the Instagram where I post photos of things, and the Twitter where I post thoughts and comments of things. We have my follow goal over here. When we make it to 40, I'm going to try some wine I made over 2 years ago. Could be good, it could be botulism, who's to say? Could go either way. Now, we left off. We had kind of been able to clear a couple people based on time of the body being found, and people clearing each other. We found out that the doctor was killed with a paper spike, one of those like receipt spikes, I reckon. And that everybody here either has or think they have some kind of supernatural power. So, I guess it's our job to figure out whether or not they're like telling the truth or crazy. But I've talked enough about it. Let's get back to it. That is the wrong one. There we go. That is also the wrong one. There we go. I rearranged my stream deck so everything's in like a different order now. Sorry, y'all. Hold on, it looks like my, where's my chat? I'm sorry, apparently, today was not a good day for checking things beforehand. Okay, chat is invisible for some reason. Hold on a sec. We gotta test something real quick. Why aren't you on the screen? There we go. Sorry about that, y'all. Yeah, test. There we go. Now I can see you. How are you doing tonight, Reed? Let me just get a quick lay of the land. How are you? I'm about to be a terrible therapist. And I forgot to mute my... I am just not prepared for anything today. Because I also forgot to mute my phone. But we've already asked Nathan all the questions, and Mariana, and Elin, Claire. Let's move on to Bryce. I forget about Bryce's power, though. I can't remember what
Hello,
Bryce
Doctor.
claims he can do.
I've been thinking about our last session,
Now I remember.
and I just wanted you to know that I'm not a bad person. I know taking naked photographs is wrong, but you don't know what it's like until you face the same
Destiny
temptation.
Shores.
I'm
I guess
assuming
it's
you
like
don't know what
grinding,
it's
stuff like that, right?
Do you have an extra hour, Doctor?
Yeah. So Bryce seems to think he gets an extra hour.
Thank
every
God for
night,
that.
and he uses it to be a complete.
There's
fucking
someone
creep.
else in my hour, a hooded figure, watching me and following me.
Oh, now you're
I
paranoid
followed
and
it
crazy.
too.
I want to know more about this hood.
I don't know who it is. My initial
they're all
thought
very British.
was that it was you. That I told you about my affliction,
Hey,
and
dude,
somehow
how are you
you
tonight?
got it too.
How's your weekend going?
Now I think maybe it's the military, or some organization that wants to use the hour themselves.
We're listening
Maybe
to crazy
it's Dr.
people.
Dekker risen from the dead. I need to talk to you about him.
Well, one of them does practice necromancy. Why would the military be following you?
I'm surprised I haven't been approached earlier. I mean, my skills in the military. Special ops would be a breeze, wouldn't it? Waltz in past everyone during the midnight hour, get whatever you want, and return to friendly soil. It also makes me think that they might already know all of that, and that they want to get rid of me in case I tell anyone else.
Tonight?
Would you do something
You work in
for me
restaurants, right?
if they get me?
I'm thinking I should fuck with this dude, because I already don't like him. He's a bit of a creep. Which, once again, why I would not make a good...
Would you tell Jessica I love her? She didn't really know me that
Jessica.
well, but
you're just obsessed with her.
I did love her.
Oh,
And
yeah,
also, there's a hard drive in the bottom drawer of my drinks cabinet.
Oh, dude, don't.
Please destroy it. Please, don't look at it.
Oh. We're gonna ask him specifically about this damn hard drive. I forgot to turn the keyboard on. So I had to hook a keyboard to my Switch for this because typing on the Switch is hot garbage using the controller. So I had to plug a keyboard in, and I legit forgot to turn it on. Because I am batting 1,000 with setup today. Hard drive.
There's a hard drive with all the pictures I've ever taken on it. The one in the bottom drawer of my drinks cabinet. Don't let Jessica see it.
Oh, you fucking creep. Like, don't. As a photographer, I'm gonna go on the record of saying, don't take fucking pictures of people. Like.
Whatever it is that's following me,
as a rule,
it doesn't want to catch me yet.
I just remember
if I move
this Bryce
towards
dude
it,
annoys
it
me.
runs away. And when I follow it,
by annoys I mean sick.
I follow it past temptations.
Annoyed isn't really
A
the right
bar
amount of
brawl,
anger.
an open till, an open bedroom window. Like, it's testing me.
Do you really need to be tested not to be a piece of shit? Oh, tell me about the bar brawl.
I split the brawl up.
Not really telling me about it, just telling me what you did do it.
I did nothing. I'm not stealing anymore. I looked in. Watching other people is somehow built into our genes, Doctor.
No,
There was an
not.
old woman in bed. I went inside. Her bed covers were smoking. I think she'd fallen asleep holding a cigarette. I took the covers and put them in the bath. She'd have died otherwise. And no, I didn't take any pictures.
Glad that he knew what question I was gonna ask. Let's ask if he buried what's
I'm actually a classically trained pallbearer. There are a lot of health and safety considerations. Not everybody can do it. Well, properly at least. Occasionally I step in if the funeral director is short-shouldered. I do remember her face. She wasn't upset in the usual way. She seemed agitated. Her husband must have been a giant. The coffin was so heavy. I remember because aft port side sprained his ankle. That and he wasn't lifting correctly.
Hold on, did he just refer to carrying a coffin in the same way that you would refer to a boat? Like...
Nobody gave me the memo that Claire was telling everybody about our arrangement.
So Claire's
Sometimes
the
a
one who
few
can
slip
possibly
out the
do
back for
necromancy.
student use too.
So...
These things
I don't
happen in
trust
all
her too
cemeteries.
much either.
It's best not to broadcast it.
Generally speaking, necromancers aren't the good guys in stories. I'm an amateur. I've done it at least once. But, like, there's no front to a casket. Do you have to bury somebody with, like, the head facing the... Is there a rule? Like, you have to bury them facing the, tombstone? Or can there be feet towards the tombstone? That incorrect? Like... I don't like burial that much. I'm more of a cremation guy, but... Alright.
Dr. Dekker frequently used that paper spike on his desk as an example. I'm sure he did it with the other patients too. He'd make me look at it, touch the point to see how sharp it was. He'd tell me that because I think it's sharp,
it does. It sounds like the
will
kind of
hurt
thing where
me.
there'd be some kind of
But if I
dumb,
thought
like-
it was nothing,
like
it could
some
pass
kind of
right
ruling
through
for
my
where it's like
hand.
superstition, like, oh, you can't bury someone feet first because, yeah, the devil. Like, it does sound like there'd be some sort of dumb shit like that, but I can't say
I
for
spied on Dr. Dekker, not long before he was murdered. I'm not sure I should tell you what I saw in his basement.
Is it a girl being captured? Because that was the girl. That was Bryce's. Or not Bryce. That was Claire's husband's
I'd been feeling uneasy with Dr. Dekker for some
affair.
time. I mentioned how he'd changed
We
before.
came upon that last.
So I began spying on him at home. One night, the basement door was open, and Dekker was returning upstairs. I skipped past him, and there she was, a girl.
Girl.
It was difficult to tell. It was dark, and she was chained.
Yeah. Yeah, no, okay, we knew about this.
I removed the chains,
Damn it.
dressed her, and sat her in the police station. There's no evidence, though. No evidence of what he'd done. But she was free. I saved her.
Okay,
I'm
so
not
that
evil.
explains...
I destroyed evil.
Okay, so Claire said that, Dekker wanted to, Okay, yeah. The girl in the basement was Iris, who was Claire's husband's, like, affair. So everything Claire said has been pretty much independently verified by Bryce. Bryce's creepy ass is all Claire's alibi in all reality. That she didn't kill Dekker. Or no, I guess that doesn't really clear her of the murder. It just verifies that, like, she did bring David back from the dead, or believes she brought David back from the dead. Okay. At the very least, she has David's body. Which feels like a no-no.
Common or garden rocks? It's actually quite handy
common.
sometimes having an archaeological dig going on next door. Although, I'd rather there wasn't.
So he filled the coffin with rocks. Why did you say aft port side?
I find using nautical terms to describe the position of pallbearers fitting. Plus, most of them are 3 sheets to the wind. You know, drunk.
We don't judge here. We don't judge for that. But, okay, so that's more of a him thing. That's not like a professional pallbearers thing. Good. That sounded stupid, and I was worried it was
Jessica
real.
is a beautiful woman. I've not spied on her since the incident we talked about.
Good.
I have
Shouldn't
real
done it that
feelings for
time.
her, Doctor. I just...
No, you don't. You're lusting and idolizing her.
Connected.
Not connected. You're just creepy. You should stop
Thank you,
talking to
Doctor.
Jessica.
Thank you. It's nice you think I'm capable of such basic interaction with females.
Bro, you don't even
But
talk
I'm
to her
still
and you're being
in
this
awe
creepy?
of her, really. I will think about it, though.
I'm gonna go ahead and say Bryce murdered Dr. Dekker. He murdered somebody. I don't know what crime exactly, but I do know what crime exactly.
I put my hand through a rusty nail at work today. It hurt like hell and bled like I'd been shot. I closed my eyes and thought, this isn't happening. The nail is just a worm, and it will wriggle through me. When I looked back,
Emails.
can you guess what I
Oh,
saw?
God. Like, I don't want to guess what you saw. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to
I
talk
looked
to
back
Bryce
at my
anymore.
hand.
I don't like
It was healed. Look, see?
Or maybe you imagined it. How did your hand?
My hand had healed. The nail had become a worm and was wriggling in my palm. It was like a little miracle. Like magic.
Do you think... I thought they spelled magic, M-A-C-I-C. Do you think magic heals
I shouldn't
your hand?
really say miracle or magic. They're words that Dr. Dekker used when he tried to get you to think things and make them real. But
I get
do
the
you
idea of
think
not
it's real,
speaking ill of
Doctor?
the dead.
That magic is real.
No. Maybe. I don't know. Like... I'm
So
gonna
it
say
isn't.
no.
I envy you, Doctor. I wish I could be so sure.
Don't look away all coyly like you're having a little... Alright, we're done with Bryce. I don't trust Bryce. Bryce seems very untrustworthy. Yeah, like... I don't trust Bryce. I don't trust him at all. So, let's see now. If I remember correctly, can I actually look back on what was said here? Okay. Alright. Alright, I can't remember the question here. That's something to do with whether or not people have psychokinetic powers and whether you should be passive, encourage the powers, or remove the powers. I'm taking the hard line of a skeptic. I'm gonna say remove their
That's
powers.
what I'd try to do.
That was not helpful at all. Alright, so this is Zaya, my secretary slash Dr. Dekker's previous secretary. She has a little bit of insight into the patient as a whole, not just herself. Although she is also a suspect. She very well could have killed Dr. Dekker. She does not have an alibi for Valentine's Day, like everybody else. So it's very possible she had something to do. But I don't know. Why couldn't
Honestly, I
Mariana
think Dr. Dekker had a bit of a crush on Mariana, or vice versa. I'm
Dr.
not really
Dekker
sure.
was definitely doing some
There's some
scummy
footage
shit.
from their home sessions if you want to see them.
Oh, yes. Well, yes.
It was a joke, Doctor. I guess we found our level.
You can't offer me video footage without giving me video footage, FMV game. Why does grief sound like being whipped? What do you know about Dr. Dekker's mother? Did Nathan talk to you? Did Nathan
I
talk to her?
didn't really speak to Nathan that much at all, but I have this strange feeling that I know him really well. I can't quite put my finger on it.
Interesting. So Nathan is stuck in a time loop, allegedly. Or believes he is stuck in a time loop. So he used part of that, time to get to know our secretary, Zaya. So that's interesting that she has this feeling of familiarity.
Dr. Dekker did send me to see his mother once. She was dying in a nursing home and he didn't want to see her. I remember him calling her a manipulative, evil old hag. You tend not to ask any more questions after that.
I feel like you ask more questions after that. How you be nosy about shit.
Oops, that was a strange thing to say, wasn't it? Whipped. Am I all whips and chains in the bedroom or dominant in the boardroom? Don't answer that, it's not a question. It's early days for a harassment suit yet, what with Ben's nervous shock already.
Now, I don't know anything about this guy, Professor Warwick. He seems eager to talk, though.
Professor Warwick, I'm a physicist. Where's Dr. Dekker?
Dekker's
Is he
dead.
really? Actually dead? Not a worthy adversary after all, then?
That's a bizarre way to react to somebody's death.
Dr. Dekker challenged me. He tried to use my theories against me. Quantum theories.
Y'all. Yeah,
Do you really want to know? Dekker's eyes used to glaze over whenever we talked about that. He didn't believe in quantum physics.
How don't
As
you
if it's
believe
something
in
that you can
quantum physics?
optionally believe in. Well, it started with an experiment.
Like, I understand not believing in certain, like, disciplines of science because some of them can get kind of wonky now and again. Quantum physics isn't, like... Fuck Dekker. What kind of chump dies right in the middle of a professionally rivalry? Yeah, like... all in all, like, even if it is a rivalry, like... that is a weird reaction to somebody's death. Not necessarily saying this guy did it, but...
Have you heard of quantum suicide, Doctor?
Oh, is that what we're doing today? Okay. This is a fucking concept. Yes.
Well, then I'll be brief. According to the laws of quantum suicide, if I were to shoot myself now, then one branch of my timeline would result in my death, whilst the other in my continued existence. I simply applied that logic to something different.
What did you apply it to?
Gambling. I set up an experiment whereby I would visit a casino and place a very large bet at a roulette table. Now, I would always bet on odd. Now, the results of this particular experiment were mundane. I won as many times as you would expect according to the laws of probability, but then I changed a parameter.
Stop playing coy. Give me the entire sentence. What parameter did you change?
Quantum suicide required a loss of life to make it a realistic thought experiment. So I simply upped the stakes. Now, every time I bet on odd, I would place everything I had on that one spin of the wheel, and it worked. Well, for a while.
This is the weirdest God wants me to win this money I've ever heard. That's ostensibly what he's saying. He just replaced God with science, and it's essentially like, God wants me to win this hand of poker, which is like a fairly normal gambling thing.
Dr. Dekker killed it, and I can't get it back.
How did Dekker kill your experiment?
Well, my theory, quantum gambling. If the stakes are high enough, you will win every time by simply shifting your consciousness into that branch that wins. It's tricky, but it can be done. Dr. Dekker didn't like that. He saw me becoming rich and powerful, and he hated that.
Tricky.
That's why he proffered the hangman's paradox.
What's the hangman's paradox?
Well, imagine a judge sentences you to death. Now, it will be Monday or Tuesday next week, but it will be a surprise. Well, which day do you think you'll be executed?
Wednesday. Why would Dekker hate you? Becoming rich and powerful?
Well, Monday does seem likely, yes. Because if you're still alive on Monday at midnight, then Tuesday won't be a surprise. But if you're sure that it's Monday, then that won't be a surprise either, will it? Dekker tricked me.
See, while I'm vaguely familiar with the concepts speaking of, they're being presented in a way where I want to call bullshit. Like, all of this is just kind of like that, like, jerking off, like, big, like, it's so outside of possibly being proven that you can kind of throw whatever you want out, because even if it has a shred of reasonability to it, you can go, well, it's just a theory. Like, it's kind of too big to fail kind of thinking, which I find is a flaw with a lot of these kinds of, like quantum superposition kind of idea. But, like, I'm stupid, so I got no idea. Why would Dekker hate you becoming rich and powerful?
Honestly? Well, I think he feared quantum physics. He didn't like things being explained in terms of science, almost as if he'd have preferred chaos.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm getting at with it. Like, Warwick is kind of like completely like overshooting the practicality of anything. But in the same vein, it's like saying that, like, unless therapist means something different, like, unless talk therapist means something different in the UK than it does in the United States. Clearly, this is written with some, you know, in the UK. Therapists are still reasonably scientific people. A lot of, like, there's a lot of argument to that, and I'm sure there's people in there who are like, these healing crystals. But I still feel like you're going to be reasonably scientific on your approach with things in this field. Now, Dekker, I also think, is a crazy person in and of himself. Like, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs kind of crazy. But I'm not sure yet. How did Dekker think
He
it?
told me that sometime in the future I would lose a bet, that I would lose all of my money. Now, this didn't seem likely because I had quantum gambling on my side and it was working. But he unnerved me.
Quantum gambling?
He made me doubt myself. And then it happened. Recently, I lost everything that I'd managed to build up since Vanessa left me.
Why gambling?
Why not gambling? My wife Vanessa left me for a neurosurgeon. She
Why,
emptied
quantum
our
physics not
entire
sexy
combined
enough for her?
wealth into her barrister's wallet. I needed more money.
Yeah, that's the
Physics
thing, though. Like,
provided me with a solution.
exactly. If you're gambling, all of this sounds like just the same equivalent of like Hot Streak or God Wants Me to Win or like what have you that I've heard from gamblers before. Like, none of this is like
We were married for 14 years,
New.
7 months, and 3 days.
just repackaged.
Vanessa couldn't have children. At least that's what she told me. She grounded me in reality. I'm not complaining. It's probably what I needed. But part of me always thought that one day I'd achieve immortality through science and we'd be...
Immortality is
to
a
be.
bad thing. Like, immortality is a real bad thing because you eventually will get to a point where you cannot, like, you'll be trapped forever and not be able to. The likelihood of that jumps up to 100% eventually, like, on a long enough timeline. Like, being like Wolverine, where you're constantly, you know, alive and healing, like, might be slightly better, but immortality is a curse, not a power.
Well, yes, it bothered me, especially now that I find out that she's pregnant. Oh, no, it wasn't a rocket scientist that was required, but a brain surgeon, it seems. I have considered putting that neurosurgeon onto his darkest timeline, but I'm not a killer.
That's the other thing here.
Would
I
seem.
feel like we're kind of neglecting the elephant in the room of how are you shooting your consciousness across into another reality where you didn't lose a bet? Like, that seems like an important detail.
I was at a fundraiser for a charity called Mind Stretch Outreach. Don't know how I got roped into that.
I mean,
can't remember.
at
But
this
it was
point-
full of very clever children with bizarre outlooks on life. And
Like, it might
Jaya.
as well be a wizard.
it was Jaya who asked me to go.
Jaya says she wasn't doing anything. How well do you know Jaya?
Oh, she's Dr. Dekker's lovely assistant. I imagine she's your lovely assistant now. Yeah, she always smiles and makes me a cup of tea before a session.
I don't know how the English
Smile.
do it drinking that much.
Which reminds me, my session. Can we talk about my problem now?
What's mine?
It's full of poor kids with very capable minds. I did give them a talk on quantum tunneling once, and they loved it. Not sure it'll put dinner on the table for any of them, though.
It won't. Like, what's quantum?
Oh, you're going to have to Google that, Doctor, I'm afraid. I'm not a walking Wikipedia.
Gave a talk on it.
I'd love to tell you, but I am paying you by the hour. Maybe look up Schrodinger's cat whilst you're there.
I'm starting to question whether this dude's even actually a professor.
I'm not a gambler, Doctor. I'm a scientist. I need more money. It's true I've run out of money for my research. An opportunity has arisen.
I'm sure somewhere in history somebody has paid for research by winning in gambling, but...
Quantum gambling. It's a pet project. It's got nothing to do with work. But if I don't have significant amounts of money to lose...
Okay.
Then there won't be enough jeopardy for the experiment to work.
Okay, I've gone... Yes, 100%. But also, I've gone now from thinking, oh, he's a gambler using his science to justify gambling. Now I think he's a con man, trying to get money for gambling. Because nothing screams like a bigger con than, oh, quantum gambling. I need money for my experiments. That sounds a whole lot like a way to get gamblers to give you money and then using it to gamble and be like, well, the experiment worked, but we're in the bad timeline. Why don't you give me more money and I'll try to get you to the good timeline? That sounds like a scam artist kind of thing to me. What opportunity has arisen?
A very wealthy group of individuals have offered to pay me a very large sum of money if I attend their next private soiree. They don't want to talk or anything like that. They want a practical demonstration.
How would you practically demonstrate that?
They'll pay me £1 million if I can successfully survive 6 rounds of Russian roulette. Now, I am worried because of what Dr. Dekker said, but, well, I can't help but thinking that the stakes are so high I can't possibly lose. What do you think, Doctor? Should I take them up on their offer?
What do you do for
The
work?
Ministry of Defense, of course. Guns aren't going to win the next war. Quantum physics is.
A little bit. Yes, take the offer. No, don't take it. Now, he has to practically demonstrate quantum gambling via surviving 6 rounds of Russian roulette. Now, I'm not a scientist, but from the perspective of the people who stay in this reality, unless this reality is the one where he actively wins, his consciousness would move to another reality and he would die. Because unless he somehow finds a way to move all of their consciousness to the same reality, like, dude has a gambling chip on him. Yes or no? Yes seems like the funnier response. No seems like the one you should probably tell somebody not to play 6 rounds of Russian roulette. Like, yes is always funnier, you're right. Alright, yeah, YOLO.
Splendid. I can't lose, Doctor.
You absolutely
Let me
can.
demonstrate.
Oh, please, God, don't blow your brains out in my office. Lord, why... That didn't go well. Did I get everybody's questions? We might We're gonna go ahead and move to a new day. I probably should have told him no.
You can stop looking at me like that. You've made me do this. And don't try and escape. You're all tied up.
What the fuck?
Now tell me the truth. Is this a dream?
No, this is not a dream?
That's the wrong answer, Doctor. This is most definitely a dream. Now, tell me, do you believe that people can have kinetic powers?
No.
I think you like it when I hurt you, Doctor.
Listen,
That's a
we don't
worrying
kick shit in this
sign.
house.
People obviously have kinetic powers. That's how I'm here, testing you. Now, how do we treat people with kinetic powers? Do we encourage them or do we discourage them? Very good, Doctor. That's
I
the
answered
right
that one right.
answer. Remember it, or there will be consequences. Now, since I'm here, let's have a little bit of fun. Shall we, Doctor?
The little in-betweens on the days are so bizarre. Okay, I've already looked. Next day, the little betweens on these.
There's someone else in my hour.
I brought David back to life.
I removed the chains, dressed her.
It was Iris.
We could try shifting now.
Would you like to see David, Doctor?
Sorry.
We both read The Cult of the Kinetic Mind. I'm not broke. It's no coincidence that most psychokinetic patients are
Grateful if you could see your way to declaring me
insane, or at least
temporarily insane.
There was no flame. And then there was.
I'll kiss a guy,
I pretended like the hypnosis had worked.
and then he just follows me
Can we maybe not talk about Hannah anymore?
wherever I go.
You may just still pull out in front of the driver.
Act 4. How many acts are there in this game?
Morning, Doctor. You're looking a bit unwell. Are they getting you all wound up? Well, have a look at this. I found it in Dropbox. Apparently, Dr. Dekker lent Mariana some money. Sounds dodgy, doesn't it? I also got the toxicology report back from Officer Yates, and shocker, Dr. Dekker had... Sorry, you just have to read it. I should have spoiler alert tattooed on my forehead. And can we not do the grief counselling thing today? I'm all sorts of behind on work and I'm getting more stressed out watching it all pile up. If you need anything though, I'm here.
Like, let's see our new clue. What dream was that? Zaya thinks I should tell all the patients I can stop. To tell all the patients I can stop their problems. Perhaps I should avoid later. We have some new clues. Let's check out the toxicology report. If I remember what goddamn button, what on a Switch controller. Alright, laboratory. Regional Laboratory Services Toxicology Analysis. Report by J.M. Clausen. Name, Dr. Dekker. Sex, male. Tox number 639-102. Blood, alcohol. Ethanol, positive. Acetone, negative. Alright, so he had ethanol in his system and lorazepam. Ethanol. Interesting. Now we have a loan agreement for £15,000 with an arrangement fee of £1, no interest, for 36 months. By signing this, the agreement, the borrower agrees to accept the sum of the loan amount and to repay the loan amount in full within the term stated. The sum of the loan will be transferred to the lender into an account designated by the borrower within 14 days of signing the agreement. It is agreed that the loan shall interact no interest, and in lieu of accruing interest, the lender agreed to the payment of the arrangement fee, which is due before transfer of the loan amount. The lender also agrees to consider the loan repaid in full should they die or become subject to any power of attorney agreement, as long as this event occurs within the term of the agreement. Mariana borrowed that money. Okay. So Mariana essentially ended up with a loan. Okay. Not how you sit on a couch in public, Mariana.
What's temazepam? Why are you asking?
It was found in Dekker's.
I don't take sleeping pills. Never have done. When you suffer blackouts already, you don't really get
Somebody
offered
takes
anything
sleeping
like
pills.
that.
One of them takes sleeping pills. I can't remember which, but one of them does. How are you today?
I feel thirsty, doctor. And hot. Do you have any water?
No water, just clam juice.
I've been drinking a lot of water recently. I didn't go to the beach. I didn't go to the sea. I said I would, but I didn't.
He's like cray-cray.
I've been feeling this way for a while. It's like it's getting worse because I didn't go to the sea. It's like I'm having...
Actually, you'll dig this. There's some Cthulhu kind of stuff going on here. She keeps blacking out at dance clubs and waking up naked on the beach. And I think she may have seen either a siren or some kind of other, like, sea creature. But she's also, like, wearing that big octopus necklace, which seems kind of on the nose. Like, that's the only bit of outfitting that has really stayed around the entire thing. But yeah, something about her, she seems crazy. She also has, like, seems to have some kind of weird, like, siren-like control over men. Yeah, oh yeah, she's one of the ones I was talking about where the acting is either to the back of the room or a piece of cardboard. Either or. Also, like, I feel like personal boundaries are a bit of a thing. Yeah. She also may have been sleeping with Dekker.
Well. I feel sick most of the time, dizzy, thirsty. I got a head fog like you wouldn't believe. My doctor, Dr. Rose, sent me for blood tests.
What are the blood tests for?
Dr. Rose thinks maybe I have a vitamin deficiency. I can tell she has no idea.
I swear to
she
God,
smiles,
this is gonna
but
be a
she
big,
hasn't
long
got
setup
any
for some
answers.
Vitamin D joke.
I think I probably need to go back to the beach. The sea, doctor. It's calling me.
What are you, a sailor in the 1800s? The sea
This
is
sounds
calling
crazy,
you.
but I can hear the sea. It's like an alarm going off in my head. Do you know where the sea is? From here? It's over there. Wherever I am, I know exactly where the sea is. It's like a
I mean,
compass.
the whole of the United Kingdom is not that big. Yeah, like, it's an island. You can point in any direction, and technically the sea's there. Like,
I have this recurring dream. I'm at the beach. I strip and walk into the sea. The sea feels warm and comforting, not cold and harsh like you'd think. I swim down to the bottom of the ocean. I can breathe freely.
I think she's fish people.
I can breathe water. On the ocean floor ahead of me, there is a beautiful creature. A glowing being with wispy limbs. It's so warm. I'm transfixed. But my feet shift. I'm unsteady. Below me, the floor is woven in human flesh. Dead bodies, but some of them still struggling for life. These are the ones touching me, gripping my feet. I scream. That's when I wake up. Do you have that dream, Doctor?
No. I absolutely do not have that dream. My dream, my secretary was slapping me around, but that's not here nor there. Like, the first part of that dream is definitely, like, more than likely why you keep waking up naked at the beach. But the second part of that sounds like a bigger issue. What's the glowing bean?
It's a dream, Doctor. Stranger things happen in dreams.
No, I do not have that dream.
It's horrific and beautiful at the same time.
Like, nobody has dreams that vivid. Or at least not often enough to, like, recount them, remember them.
Do you forget anything from our sessions, Doctor? People follow me to the beach.
Yes.
I don't know who they are, and I don't know what happens to them.
They're probably
I don't
flesh,
always
woven
get
flesh at
followed,
the bottom
though,
of the
so
beach now.
it doesn't explain my blackouts.
I feel like she is like one roll away from getting me a TOS violation. What happens to the people who follow Marianne? They're probably at the bottom of the ocean.
I said I don't know what happens to them. It's not always to the beach. Sometimes they follow me home.
That makes it sound so much worse. Where is home to?
My home is in Chantry. You know that. You rang my doorbell last night.
Pardon?
I don't know. I didn't kiss you, but you just followed me, like the others. I don't feel comfortable here, Doctor. I'd like to leave.
Okay. Did Dekker
He lent me some money to start my business. It was a proper agreement. I remember signing things. He thought that a distraction would do me good. I don't think he expected me to trawl the beach for treasure and sell it online.
I mean, generally speaking, when somebody loans you business money, I already took a look at the contract. Yeah, okay. I looked at the contract. Okay, making me doubt myself. And what did you need a distraction for?
Dr. Dekker thought I had too much time on my hands, so a distraction would do me good. He lent me 15,000, all in all.
That's a lot of, like, money. Like, that's a lot of loan for... You seem bored. What does the alarm say?
I hear a sound like singing, calling me.
I have no idea what this is.
It gets stronger when I face it, when I move towards it.
Yes, that's how sound works.
That's how I know where the sea is.
Oh, right.
But when I don't go to the sea, I feel like the sound gets louder all the time. I'm having trouble sleeping. Perhaps I need sleeping tablets after all.
Was Dekker an alcoholic?
I've seen Dr. Dekker drink, but not that much. Certainly not during our sessions. He had other things on his mind, I'm sure.
I bet he did. Dekker seems like a piece of... You know I never rang your door.
If you say so, it must have been your twin then.
My twin.
I don't know if I have a twin. Do you have a twin, Doctor?
So, that's...
I know you don't. It was definitely you, wearing what you're wearing now.
I don't like the game doing that. I gotta say, I'm not a big fan of that. That's a thing where I have no age for it, and it was not shown to me. I can't react to a thing that I didn't have no knowledge of. Like, it could have shown something, like it could have been in one of them little montages. Then they'd have to use a different set. They clearly paid all this money for this one couch and wall. And one very strong light. Have you been dancing?
No, there's been no dancing.
No dancing.
I haven't been feeling that well, Doctor.
Oh, you can dance if you... I mean... There's Nathan's...
He's the cute, sad-looking one, isn't he? He
They're all
asked
cute,
me out,
sad.
and I said I'd let him
Except for
know.
Bryce.
Do you think I should go out with him? It's a referral letter, Doctor. Don't overthink it. A girl can't be too careful with everything that's been going on.
Well, I want to check my little notebook. We're not going to answer that till I have a chance to talk to Nate. I can... And I don't want to deal with that yet, so we're going to... Alright, let's talk to Nathan. Nathan has a groundhog problem and is dealing with trauma from his girlfriend dying and finding out she didn't love him. How are you today?
I'm feeling good. I ran into one of your other patients, Mariana. She's beautiful. I think we might go on a date.
How do you feel about that? Okay, I don't get to ask.
Diazepam is the same sleeping pill Dr. Dekker prescribed me. Why would he mix those with alcohol? People are such idiots. Which reminds me, that truck driver died.
Truck driver.
The truck driver that ran into Hannah.
Ah.
He was divorced, apparently. He killed himself. He mixed sleeping pills with alcohol too. But he died in his garage.
That was fucking dark.
I read it in the
How did
paper.
he die in his garage?
He'd been drinking. Then he took the sleeping pills. Then he went into his garage and put the hose pipe through his window. Not until he put his daughter in the seat first.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Bro. Why are we asking more about this?
Alcohol isn't something I usually notice on people until they're slurring and weaving around. Was Dr. Dekker an alcoholic? Probably. I never saw him drink, though. What are you trying to do most? Cure his patients or find out who killed him?
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
It's been nice chatting with you, don't get me wrong, but I can't help but feel you're mainly interested in finding out about the old doctor. I suppose you already know Dr. Dekker thought one of his patients was trying to kill him.
I did not. Why did he
He
think
told
that?
me in one of our sessions, which was later rewound, that someone had been leaving him messages on his prescription pad. Not good messages.
What sort of
He
message?
didn't tell me anything specifically. Just death threats. It was one of his many rants. I just sat there quietly, hoping he wasn't going to try and hypnotize me again. I asked him if it was a boy or a girl's handwriting. He said he knew who it was, and that they'd be in trouble. I think he was bluffing.
Gonna make me ask about the driver's daughter.
It's one of those newspaper stories you read, and you hope it says he leaves behind his wife and 7-year-old daughter.
Oh,
But his daughter was in the car. Do you know I wrote him a letter?
tell me about the letter, I guess.
Dr. Dekker told me one of the ways to get through my grief would be to write a letter to the truck driver. I tried to forgive him. I know it was my fault, but the thing that made me feel best was blaming him.
I mean, not.
I think maybe he killed
the letter
himself
part
because of
actually
me.
Seems like it might be kind of healthy.
Do you think I'm to blame, Doctor?
No. Absolutely.
His daughter's picture was in the paper. Molly.
Like.
Ever
tell me
since I
about
saw a
Molly.
picture in the paper, I've started thinking I could see her. Out of the corner of my eye. Like she's watching me.
Oh, Christ.
Crazy, right?
Didn't expect a jump scare from this fucking game. Talk about Mariana.
Can't really explain it, but she seems like such a friendly person. I think the police are barking up the wrong tree.
The police? What do the police have to do with Mariana?
I think I've probably said too much. It's
Oh,
probably not the
say
same
more.
girl anyway.
I don't know.
My solicitors assured me that I wouldn't have to discuss anything about my trial with you, so I'm not going to. Concentrate on my state of mind, and let me worry about other things.
Earl. Okay, we've talked to Nathan. He seems like he's kind of interested. I'll tell her yes.
Okay, but if he goes missing, don't go looking at me.
I'm definitely going to blame you. 100%. Alright, we're going to move. I'm not going to talk to Jayla. Let's talk to Elin, who can shapeshift sometimes with the dying.
Hilda died last night. I was there. Well, I was there as her daughter. It was nice. She had a good death. She got to say what she wanted to say.
Like, I'm still not sure if that's net good or bad. I've been thinking about it all week, kinda. Like,
Hilda was Hilda to the end. I was the doting daughter. Don't worry, everything's going to be okay. I love you, Mum. Then Hilda, with almost her last breath, looks me straight
oh,
in the
100%.
eye and
Like,
says, "Don't
100%
let them
gonna say,
take
like,
Amelia."
Mariana probably weaved his flesh into the bottom of the ocean. Whatever that means. Who is Alma? Almia? Okay. I am so bad with names. Alright, let me go back, because I'll ask direct. A-M-A... oh... M-E... Oh...
I don't really know anything about that.
Did I spell that wrong? No. Okay.
Most people have taken sleeping
Dekker
pills
have
at some time or
sleeping
another,
pills?
haven't they? It's probably quite easy to get hold of them. Although, I have to get a doctor to sign a prescription if I need any at work. It's probably the same for Jaya.
Why's that? I guess not. We gotta be coming up on the end, because they're all starting to kind of turn on each other and me. Dekker
So
ever drink
Dekker
alcohol?
drank a bit. I didn't say anything about it, but well, it's not very professional, is it? I mean, it's not like he was drunk.
Wasn't he, though?
It must be very stressful being a therapist. Do you find it stressful, Doctor?
Nah, but I've been drinking.
Maybe you're just tired then. You should get some rest.
Well, my therapist, or my assistant gets slapping me in my dreams.
Jaya seems really nice. I don't know why she'd want to work in a place like this.
What do you mean?
I just mean,
There's a nice, lovely environment. Look at
Get
our
all these
couch.
weird
Look how
people
lovely that
coming
couch
here.
is.
I mean, I've met some of them out in the waiting room. I know they're just people, but a
That's
couple of
popcorn,
them
the
have
kettle
seriously given me the creeps.
I mean, you're 100% right about 100% right about Bryce.
I mean, she's a slightly older one, isn't she? Always well dressed? Yes, her. I'm pretty good at picking up on people's energy, and hers is bleak. Actually, I think I sort of know her. I saw something in the news about her.
Yes.
Claire Castleford, isn't it?
Yep.
Apparently, she attacked her husband or something.
Murdered the shit out of him.
It's funny, because about a week or so after I read that, we had a David Castleford come in to visit his aunt. I think she was with him. Oh, I wonder if it's the same person.
Interesting. There's so many other patients there. Already did. You still think about
I think
Dekker.
of Dr. Dekker every time one of my patients dies. It makes me remember how he didn't care about his
Interesting.
mum. He was a good therapist. He was a lousy son.
I mean, he might have been a lousy mother. Why was he a lousy son?
I was angry at Dr. Dekker. Hilda's daughter, she's in Australia, so fair enough. Maybe she really couldn't get over to see her.
Yeah,
But Dr. Dekker's mum was dying literally on the other side of town, and he just couldn't be bothered.
A lot of traffic that day.
I shifted for her. But in a way, I wish I hadn't. Because it let Dr. Dekker off the hook, you know? I didn't realise how little he cared until I told him the news.
Who's Amelia?
Amelia's Hilda's doll. She used to have
Very
about
dull.
9 or 10 of them, all glassy-eyed and creepy looking, with frilly dresses and curls. All over her room they were.
Sounds horrifying.
In the end, we had to get rid of them. They weren't very hygienic.
No,
But we let her
creepy.
keep one, and that was Amelia.
Damn it. Accidentally hit the hint button again. What happened to him?
I'm keeping her safe until I can pass her on to Hilda's daughter. Maybe she'll fly over for the funeral. I don't know.
Have you not
Are
spoken
you
to
okay, Doctor? You look a bit pale.
Did Dr. Dekker... Did Dr. Dekker know you could?
Yes, I told Dr. Dekker. Most other people wouldn't have believed me, but he did. In fact, he cared far more about the shifting than he did about his mum dying.
I mean, he's your therapist and you're telling him you can shapeshift. That kind of raises a red flag. Why do you think Dr. Dekker did?
For a moment, I thought he might cry. Just for a split second. But he didn't. He just carried on with our session. I wish I knew what went on there.
Like,
Jaya probably knows. She spent quite a long time with Sarah when she visited.
Sarah the mother? I think Sarah was a mother, right? Yeah. Did she ever try shapeshifting? How's Terry, co-worker? Have a look at this photo Claire gave. A photo. I'd like to know more about
That's
that.
a picture of David, isn't it? David Castleford? Claire's husband.
Oh, your coworker.
Terry hasn't been into work for a few days. I hope there's nothing wrong with her.
Did you kill Terry?
Terry and I are never going to be best friends, but I wouldn't wish her ill.
You seem like the type that would wish her ill.
Yes, once. I wanted to show him what I could do so he could see for himself. I took his hand, I told him to think of a loved one, and then there was nothing. I mean, literally nothing, just an empty void. The only thing I could feel was his hand holding mine. I'm pretty sure without that I'd have... I'm not sure I could have made it back.
So, she tried to shapeshift me early, which I get, like, the player doesn't have, like, a loved one. But he couldn't do it then either, but there's a little, like, shimmer around the eyes animation. So I'm wondering, like, is this bullshittery? Is she insane, or is she shapeshifting? Do you ever
I referred myself because of Dr. Dekker's mother. Was I supposed to have a letter?
Okay, we've reached the end of that one, so let's talk to... Who else do we have today? Claire, Bryce, Charlotte, and Glenn. Who the fuck is Glenn? I'm fairly certain I've never spoken to Charlotte before. How are you today, Claire?
There's no lake house today, sorry. David's not doing very well.
Oh,
He's
you're
caused a
reanimating.
problem with the girl. I need to do something.
What's the problem with the girl?
The little girl, our neighbour at the lake house, she says David is weird and creepy.
He's a reanimated corpse.
Sorry, but I found some of the referral letters we were talking about. There is a pattern, but it's not the same for everyone. He said to get them to you ASAP, so here you go.
Okay, Jaya. Well, shit. Let's check out these referral letters real quick. Written on Hackett and Brown letterhead. Dear Dr. Dekker, I refer a client to your clinic for evaluation. Claire Castleford. She's being charged with the murder of her husband and will require your diagnosis whether she was of sound mind and had the mens ra required. Mens ra. Okay, they're lawyers. Okay, That's information, okay. Okay, another lawyer letter from Chart, Token, and Ball. Dear Dr. Dekker, we believe that our client who has only given us her first name, Mariana, mentally unstable, and would like your opinion on the matter. We're happy to cover all costs and looking forward to receiving your report forth. Thank you. I thought something had gone wrong. But yeah, like, I had never heard that before. Like, I fully did not understand that one. Okay, so this one's also written by a law office. Hitting the wrong button. Roll level 3. Third refer. Pat rolling back. Solicitors for the attention, Dr. Dye. I'm referring yet another client to you for further psychiatric evaluation. It's my hope that her with my suspicions and are able to find him insane under the guidelines set out with McNaughton rule. Okay, so there's something strange about these solicitors. Hackett, Brown, Chart, Law, Cat. I feel like I'm like kind of close getting something from these names, and I don't really have much. Like, I feel like I can see a pattern, but I don't quite see. Alright, let's get back to questioning Claire. What has David been doing?
David has been hunting and skinning again. But from the look of the torso, he caught a domestic cat. I'm being generous. It was definitely a cat. I spoke to David about it, but I have no idea if he can comprehend me or not. He just grunts at me. He doesn't even smile anymore. Not at all.
Where did the cat come from?
Yes, sorry. I left out an important detail. The girl, Anushka, she was crying because her cat had gone missing, and she thinks that David killed it.
Well,
Doctor, I'm worried.
I would say yes, he probably did kill cat. I assume that's a little. What are you worried
I'm worried
about?
that David's not going to stop at cats.
He probably won't.
He's
He's probably
killed
gonna kill that little
deer,
girl next.
rabbits, wild birds, and now cats. I'm worried he might add little girls to his list.
I mean, probably that's what happens
can't
when
stop him.
when you resurrect a corpse. Like, that is definitely how that works.
I can't stop him. I can't control him in any way at all. Ever since I brought him back from the dead, he has done nothing but ignore me. I'm starting to think that...
Maybe grab a spray bottle, spray him when he misbehaves. No. You know? That kind of deal. What are you starting to think?
that I need to put David out of his misery.
He was already out of his
That I
misery
need
once,
to
and you
end
brought
his
him back
suffering.
to it.
That I need to kill him
Again.
again.
You've already murdered him once.
What shall I do, Doctor? Should
Aim
I
for the
kill
head.
David?
The answer is aim for the head. Yes.
I love him so much. But you're right. It's time. He's becoming a danger to people around him, not just himself.
You resurrected this mess, you clean it up. Have you ever taken trash?
I've tried them before. Dr. Dekker gave me a prescription. They didn't help.
Okay. Apparently everybody has them. Dr. Dekker, an
I already
alcoholic?
told you Dr. Dekker was a drinker. It's hardly a revelation.
Don't have to be rude. Have you ever talked to Bryce or Iris?
I never talked to Bryce, but I did talk to Iris. She didn't want to at first. She blames me for David's death, but as we both know, that's not a thing. Anyway, she
So
said
you
she
did
was
kill
never
him.
locked up in any basement and had never heard of any Dr. Dekker. So it's, as I first suspected, a lie. You didn't make all of that up so I'd talk to Iris again, did you?
Should I tell Bryce Iris denies being locked in? I mean, we're going to.
Then Mr. Bryce seems to have a few more issues than me.
I mean, that's putting it mild.
Perhaps
but,
you should ask him about that.
like, necromancy aside, she's pretty cut and dry of just like a murderer. Did you remember the photo?
Oh yes, here. From a few weeks ago. As you can see, Doctor, he looks perfectly normal.
I'll beat it. That. Look at this corpse, I guess. Man, they didn't work too hard to find a picture of a dude. Did Dr. Dekker offer any theories about Dave?
Dr. Dekker was very quiet in our sessions after seeing David. After a while, he started talking about David like he was a pet, asking me what I fed him, what he'd do in certain conditions.
Why was he talking about him as if he was a pet?
I think he was fascinated with it all, and David and I had become new test subjects for him. When I said David never listens to me, he urged me to start giving David treats for pleasing me. Not in that way, but showing him how to close a door, for example. If he did it, give him a treat.
Like, were you
It did
trying to
actually work,
Pavlov a
but
horse?
I had to stop myself. I felt like I was training a monkey. It just wasn't right.
I don't know if zombie's the right term. I keep wanting to say zombie. Don't know if zombie is. What certain conditions Dekker in?
Dr. Dekker asked me if I'd ever accidentally locked David in, which I hadn't. But curiosity got the better of me, so I locked him in the lake house. He couldn't get out. He didn't have the wherewithal to operate the lock.
Okay, so he's stupid. That's good. Tell me about your referral.
My solicitors did refer me, but I ended up going privately as it was cheaper. I'm paying them enough already without them getting a percentage of my therapy bill.
Don't want to necessarily ask about that yet. Can't ask. Alright, let's fucking deal with Bryce again, y'all. Yeah, pretty much. Like, I think Reanimated might be the best. But, like, and it's been a long time since I've seen Reanimator. They all pretty much had, like, motor skills and logic to it. Or was it... Like, if I remember correctly, they were all fairly... like, amble. Right? Or am I misremembering Reanimator? I think the last time I saw it was when I saw it with you last. So it's been a while since I've seen Reanimator.
I'm fine. I'm worried.
Okay.
My pursuer in the hour, he's definitely military. I've developed a new skill to deal with him.
Get an hour within your hour? What new skill have you developed?
Last night, I saw him draw something from his jacket. He was approaching me, grinning. I had nowhere to go. So I closed my eyes and imagined. Well, I imagined being back home. And when I opened them again...
Yeah, okay, I do remember
I
that.
was.
Like, it
I
did have something to do with how
teleported.
fresh brain was. Great, so now the creepy guy move around freely for an hour where everybody else is frozen, and can teleport. I like how we're not even going to address the fucking teleportation. Actually, no, I am going to address...
I was as surprised as you are. I just imagined I was somewhere else, and there I was. Perhaps Dr. Dekker was right. Think of something, and it becomes real, if you believe in it. But I'll only do it wisely. Imagine the mistakes you might make. Don't want to become one with the igneous layer too soon.
I hate the way he speaks. Which I can't tell if that means it's really good acting or really bad acting. Because I don't like him. I don't know.
The doctor had prescribed me sleeping pills before I came to see Dr. Dekker. I think they were called temazepam. I never took them.
I'll have them. Have you seen
I saw
Jessica
Jessica across the street this morning.
Leave that poor
She
girl
waved,
alone.
but I just crumbled. Ever since I took those photos, I haven't been able to face her.
Because they're a creep.
Do you think I should tell her about the photos, Doctor?
How's work? I'm gonna
He's
think on
fine.
that one for a minute.
If anything, I've been falling behind again. I think it's the stress of not being alone in the midnight hour anymore.
What have you been doing in your midnight?
Stole a painting. There, I've said it. It was from the local gallery, Providence. I really like it, but I can't afford it. So I took it.
What did I tell you about? What else have you seen?
It's just that one thing, just the painting I've stolen recently. I think my new pursuer is unraveling me. Is it okay to steal things, Doctor, if I really like them?
What? No, it's not okay to steal things just because...
I thought you'd say that. I will do my best to refrain from it, but I can't promise anything.
You ever see Dr. Drac?
I never saw Dr. Dekker touch a drop. Doesn't mean it wasn't going on behind closed doors, though, does it?
Yes? Alright. I'm gonna have to talk through this. I don't know how to handle this. Alright. Should we tell him to tell Jessica about the food? On the no end of it, it doesn't absolve him regardless. Like, he still took the photos. He should still feel bad about taking them. But it doesn't do anything. Yes. But it's still with the implicit understanding that that's a violation. Too. Whereas telling Jessica, I feel like only hurts Jessica. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go with no.
I didn't think I should either. She'd hate me forever.
Should.
Maybe when she next waves, I'll at least
No.
wave back.
I should have said yes. How do you know your pursuer is
My
definitely...
pursuer. He's measured in his approach, watching, testing. When he finally came for me, I wasn't ready. I think he underestimated me, though, and that allowed me to escape. He didn't think I'd be able to just leave.
Dude,
Why do you think
like
he's
you
coming
know
after me,
something.
Doctor? Oh, I think I might know.
Why do you think he's coming after?
I think he's death, Doctor. I think I saved that old woman from burning to death in bed, and now he's coming after me to even the score. Do you think it could be death?
No. No, I don't.
It's just me. I'm going crazy.
Going.
I'm so strange. Everything about me is strange already, but to have another presence in my hour, it's unhinged me.
Said before you feel like you're on. Actually, can you teleport? Hey, can you demonstrate how you teleport?
These sessions cost a lot of money, Doctor. I'm not just going to leave in the middle of one. But I can see you don't believe me.
Nope.
Do you really want me to teleport, Doctor?
100%.
Blink, and you'll miss it. Told you. No, I'm not becoming him. I'm not becoming Dekker.
Nobody said you were. Say he was. Said before unraveling. Yeah, I didn't say you were becoming like Dekker.
Yes, that's David Castleford. I've no idea when it was taken. Shocking composition.
What do you mean shocking? It looks like somebody just took a picture. There was no forethought. Tell me about your...
I was one of Dr. Dekker's first patients. I wasn't referred by anyone. My GP recommended I saw someone privately. I think he was just sick of listening to me complain about how little time I had during our 10-minute slot.
Alright. We have 2 new patients. So I feel like this is kind of late to producing a patient. We're on like day 4. Or act 4, rather. So let's get into it with Scarlet. Who are you?
Scarlet.
Go on.
I haven't been in since he died. Since Dr. Dekker died.
Yes, hence me asking you. Tell me about that.
He was a complicated man, as I suppose most people are. His external persona didn't match what he dreamed about.
Huh. What? Yeah,
His dreams were amazing.
How do you know
filled
what he
with a
dreamed?
spectrum of colours and creatures.
I swear to God, this woman's a
It was
dream
like
eater.
Narnia for grown-ups. That was in the beginning.
How do you know what his
I'm a
dreams
dream
look
walker.
like?
I can visit people and help them in their dreams. You've not caught up on all his old patients yet, then?
No. Clearly not. Like, the fuck is a dream walker? What in the Freddy Krueger bullshit?
Fluid. Soft. Intricate things. I couldn't draw a picture if you asked. But they drew you to them. They looked a little strange, but you felt compelled to watch them.
Like, how do you dream walk? I'm far more interested in how you
It's
dream
something I've been able to do since I was little. I was born an identical twin, and my sister and I shared dreams. We just thought it was normal. When our younger brother started having night terrors, we helped him.
Okay.
I just need to know the person, a little, and know they're dreaming. Then I can sort of jump into them.
So, like, how did Dekker's dream change at the end? That's important, I feel.
Chaotic, dark. Like an earthquake, everything you stood on shifted into something else. I think he was fighting with something internally.
So everybody keep...
And it was winning.
A lot of the descriptions for Dekker involve the word... And at first, I'd kind of written it off as just poor writing. Now I'm kind of thinking it's intentional. Because it comes up often enough where I think it's intentional.
I
What
don't
was he
know.
fighting?
It's a turn of phrase. Inner demons? Insanity? I don't know. I can visit dreams, but I can't force the dreamer to interact with me.
Like, tell me about jumping in.
It's something I think in my mind.
Clearly, it's in your
Firstly,
mind.
I need to sleep myself. I'm constantly tired, so I can pretty much sleep on demand. Before I go, I think of jumping into that person. That's how it works for me. I've tried teaching others, but I don't know if anyone else can do it.
So, like, I'm not really sure. I'm kind of thrown away
I
by
don't
the idea
know.
of sleep, like,
Lots of people.
off. Like,
Whenever I get close enough to tell somebody about it, the first thing they want to do is try it out or have me visit their dreams. That's kind of why I'm here. Relationships.
I feel like if somebody was to honestly, and like I believe them, come up to me, hey, I can jump into your dream. The last thing I'd want them to do is jump into my dream. I feel like that's, like, I do not want anybody in my, because you don't really have control over your dreams. There aren't
It's
rational.
difficult to sustain them. I'm not just talking about romantic entanglements. It's hard keeping friends too. Like I said before, I tell them about my ability and they immediately want to try it out.
No.
The problem is, I don't normally like what I see.
No shit, dreams are messy and chaotic.
I think people
Like, you
try to
definitely
show
don't
off.
like what you.
Firstly, they're a bit shocked if I turn up in their dream. But when they're comfortable with that, they start to put on a show. But most people can't control their dreams.
That's
So
just,
they tend to
you know,
turn
good
into
manner.
nightmares pretty quickly. Oh look, I'm dreaming of
people
a
over.
giant Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Oh, why is it destroying New York?
That's literally just a plot of Ghostbusters. Or the finale of Ghostbusters. Why do other people's dreams affect your relationship?
When you've experienced someone's dream, if they've been a bit creepy in it or terrified me, it's hard to look someone in the eyes after that. It's
That makes sense.
embarrassing.
That actually makes some sense.
What should I do, Doctor? Should I not tell people about my ability? Keep it a secret, bottle it up?
I mean, you shouldn't walk down Main Street and be like, I can dream walk. But, like, I definitely don't think you should be hopping into friends.
I'm not sure that's healthy, but I guess I could give it a try. What if it accidentally comes out? Is there anything else I can do to stop pushing people away?
Like, on average, are people more, like, open and accepting of fantastical than I think? In my head, I'm like, yeah, the second somebody tells me, like, I can dream walk, I'm gonna look at them like they're insane. Charlotte wants to stop pushing people away. Maybe you could just refuse to walk for that. Or be honest about what might happen. Or accept that they're just dreams. I mean, all of those are valid options. Like, accept that they're just dreams.
It's difficult to do when you experience them like I do. But I know what you're saying is right. A lot of the time I assume people are controlling their dreams like I can. But they're probably directed by their subconscious and Who controls that?
From what I understand, like, it's actually a fairly uncommon thing to, like, which is when you have control. Like, from what I understand, it's a thing that can be taught. But, like, or learned, I guess, not taught. But, like, it's not everybody who has control over that kind of stuff, which is interesting. I mean, I don't have very vivid dreams, so I don't know. But it does seem like it's kind of like, well, just realize their dreams and they're kind of insane.
Double honest. Interesting. I suppose I haven't really tried that. I might just give that a go.
Oh, god damn it. I accidentally hit the screenshot button on my controller. Like, I do like the idea of this game. I don't have to actually hold the controller. But it is weird to me. And you should also...
So, if I could breathe through my ears, you wouldn't want to see it. I do say no. A lot. But I usually cave eventually.
Oh, girl, then we'd need to talk about setting better boundaries. Like, be firm in your boundaries with others. That's... supernatural powers aside, like, if you say no and somebody doesn't respect that, like... be firm. Also, avoid people who don't respect your boundaries. That's not cool.
He's dead now, so I suppose it won't affect him if I admit that.
Oh.
So yes, I was. Not near the end, though. Not when his dreams started changing. Like I said, my ability ruins relationships.
Oh.
Who told you? Jaya?
Why, Jaya?
Just thought she'd know. Thought she'd know everything about her precious Dr. Dekker. Sorry, we didn't speak that much. But she was a lot like the other woman.
What other woman?
So much control over someone who was supposed to be her superior.
It's getting...
Valentine's Day was awful. I had
Yeah,
a bit of an accident with a creme brulee torch and had to spend the night waiting in A&E. I melted a nail to my finger. It hurt a lot. I needed stitches. It's all fine now, though.
How do you melt it? Alright, let's ask Glenn. Who are you?
Sorry, I'm Glenn. I didn't expect to be here.
I've never
I
seen
was looking for the men's room.
like that.
Like I said, I was in the green room. You know, that new restaurant in town. I actually need to do something. Done. Sorry. I was in the middle of a date and needed the restroom, and here I am.
This dude just wandering off the street, really?
Sorry, you're not familiar with my case. I stepped through the restroom door into your office. Sometimes when I go through a door, it opens to another place.
Did
No.
Jaya see you?
I shouldn't imagine she did that. I didn't even pass through the waiting room. Besides, it's lunchtime, she won't be there.
No, Jaya's...
No, not really. But it's lunchtime, and you don't normally see patients now. Well, Dr. Dekker didn't normally see patients now.
Tell me about Dekker.
Dr. Dekker was crazy. I arrived late to the party.
I mean...
apparently he was a fine, upstanding citizen before. I don't know what changed him.
Very well could be an apocalypse.
Of the few sessions I had with him, he'd observed me walking through doors.
What did he observe?
But I'd walk through a door and I'd disappear. And then I couldn't get back. The session was £150 either way, so I paid that for a couple of times and then decided it was a bad idea. As you can see, it's still happening.
So you just walk into a random room and just
The doors.
there?
I'm still vanishing from one place to another.
What's causing
Dad died. He was
Well,
on
at
his
least
deathbed
direct.
and I was complaining about work, women or whatever. It was an idiom.
like that?
He said, when one door closes, another opens. Then he died. I needed those words to be important. So here I am.
Okay. So, I think what's going on here is that these people are willing their powers into their powers. Still not 100% convinced we're actually dealing with supernatural stuff or crazy stuff. Could go either way still. I expect that rug to be out from under me. But it could very well be that they are using like their minds to manifest their powers based on things that they want or desire. That's where I'm at right now with this. As for who killed Dr. Dekker, I have no idea. Honestly, I have very little. I'm kind of in either Bryce, because I don't like him, or Zaya. She seems to be getting more and more aggressive as we go. Otherwise, I'm not sure yet. Let's ask him some stuff. Tell me about your dad.
He was stoic. He had tuberculosis in his lungs. That's what killed him. Nobody knew until the end. I never got to say I loved him.
That took the opportunity to blow my nose real quick. Do you regret not saying you loved him? I mean, yeah.
Maybe.
I feel like that
He'd
would
split
be a
with my
thing,
mum 3 years earlier. It was messy. It was bad. I didn't talk to him really at all.
This is
They
interesting.
called me as next of kin, said I should come in if I wanted to say goodbye.
They don't usually use such angles.
I did love him. He just
For the more
broke
normal.
everything.
But his almost entire shot is Dutch angles. You make people.
No. I hadn't seen him for so long. I just let it all out. I screamed, I shouted, I punched the walls. Do you know what he said?
Probably wasn't good. What'd he say?
Sorry. Over and over again. Like he really meant it. He did. He really meant it. And when I stopped, when I was exhausted, he smiled at me. Like he cherished me. Like he'd been waiting to say sorry. Waiting for forgiveness.
And did you forgive him?
I didn't get to.
It's weird to me
I
that
didn't
every
get to
one
say I
of his
loved him.
camera shots are like,
I didn't get to forgive him. He just said when one door closes, another opens. And he died. What does he think of me?
Fuck would I know what he...
All those years, thinking I was the bigger man. It turns out he was. There's no going back, is there, Doctor? When one door closes, it's shut forever.
Oh, god damn it. I'm gonna have so many... We have so many, like, random snapshots of these actors because I keep hitting the screen share button. No, the door is not shut forever.
How? How do I go back?
So I tell Glenn to stop feeling guilty, or tell him to open a door back into the room where his dad was, or go back. Okay. I feel like I was trying to be metaphorically like, no, the door never shuts, like, you can make peace with things. The game's just like, is it time travel? You should tell him to time travel back to his dad. Like, there's more reasonable things. There's more reasonable things that, like, you could interpolate from that. Open a door.
I hadn't thought of that.
Fuck it.
I've just been thinking when I open a door, it goes somewhere else in the present. Not in the past.
I got the last dude to fucking
Thank you, Doctor.
play Russian roulette.
Thank you. I'll try that.
I'm definitely
No.
not
I'll try that now.
therapist. Huh. Alright. I think I've gone through Stop your... Okay. Alright, I've gone through everyone except for talking to Zaya. He's been getting so much more aggressive. Like... What? Alright, let's get into asking her stuff. How are you today?
I don't want to talk about grief today. I'm getting enough grief from work.
What grief from work are you getting?
I don't know if you know, but Professor Alderby used to be my professor. He teaches history and psychology, amongst other things. I know it's not technically work, but he asked if I would allow him to have the video footage of his sessions with Dr. Dekker. Dr. Dekker wanted to be removed from all of the videos, so it's jump cut up to jump cut, but I'm sure you've already noticed that.
Yeah. They are oddly edited.
I didn't think you'd mind, since it wasn't your case anyway. Mostly it's the professor talking about how he viewed reality back then, in so much as he thought it was changeable. There's nothing else to do but watch while things are encoding. Psychokinetics, remember? Cult of the Kinetic Mind? Professor Alderby said it was recommended reading to help psychiatrists in their frontline battle with insanity, he likes to call it.
That seems a little unreal.
Professor Alderby saw the relationship between psychiatrist and patient as a winnable battle. The patient must be cured by removing their psychokinetic ability, if present, either by telling them it doesn't exist or by using another psychokinetic ability to negate it. It's a long time ago, I can't remember all of it. There was a specific example.
What specific example?
If someone tells you they can fly, you tell them you control air currents and that from now on they won't be allowed to use them. This would normally stimulate the brain in such a way that the patient stopped thinking they could fly.
That would have been
The main
awkward.
danger as the therapist is believing that you can control air currents.
does
The
it
danger of
proceed?
pretending you have psychokinetic abilities is that you may start believing you have them and then have them. It's the paradox of the cure. Dr. Dekker loved paradoxes. His favourite was the grandfather paradox.
Like, there's a big issue here with, like, because this all goes into, like, if you believe something to exist enough, it could. Yeah, how dare you say something so bold yet so true, or so controversial yet so true. Dr. Dekker seems like real shitty, like inappropriate relationships with two different patients, loaning money to one of them. Like, that's like the real world horrors of being a. Let's like get into like the kidnapping of Iris and like attempted necromancy and all those other kinds of things. Dr. Dekker does not seem like a good doctor at all. But like, I kind of run into the problem with like the belief structure of if you believe something hard enough, you can will it into existence. Because if that's the case, where's Batman? Enough kids believe in Batman hard enough where Batman should exist. Like, in real life, Batman should exist. Like, that's always been my problem with that kind of a belief structure.
If you can travel back in time and kill your grandfather, then you cannot be born. But if you cannot be born, then you cannot kill your grandfather. It's a time traveler's chicken and egg, if you will.
Isn't it? That is part of the quantum suicide thing, in a way, isn't it? Like, that's connected to that, if I'm not mistaken. Because that's like that's a pre-established, like, thought kind of experiment thing. Or, like, problem with, time travel. Well, back on planet Earth, do you take sleeping
I don't
pills?
take sleeping tablets, never have. I'm not allowed to prescribe either. Dr. Dekker had me try to forge his signature once, but I was woeful.
Tell me more about literal crimes that Dr. Dekker's had you commit.
Some people would say Dr. Dekker had a bit of a drinking problem. It
Everybody
got
has said
worse and
that.
then it got better when his confidence turned up. I think it was the stress of dealing with the new patients. I like the odd tipple.
Sorry, the odd tipple. What's an odd tipple?
I've been known to drink, not as much at the moment, not as much as Dr. Dekker did. He kept at least one bottle in his desk drawer at all times. You can't imagine the amount of times I wanted to sneak in and have some.
They said Dr. Dekker kept a bottle in his desk drawer. Could someone have spiked it? Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Not thinking about if there's a button to check the desk for booze. Could someone
I
have
suppose
spiked
it's
it?
possible that somebody spiked his drink. Most people probably knew he had a bottle in his desk. Wouldn't have been that hard to empty out some capsules into it. Maybe the police should get fingerprints?
That seems like a thing they should have done when they initially investigated the crime.
I'll go and suggest it. Make sure nobody touches the bottle in the meantime.
Wow. Why did Dekker want to be removed from the videos? Why did Dekker have... Or did Dr. Dekker have any psychokinetic abilities? How well did you know Professor Alderberry? Did Dr. Dekker ever say anything else about his mum? Are you feeling stressed? Are you feeling stressed, seems we'll do
There's
that
a lot of
first.
stress in here. We're dealing with people's lives. How do you relax, Doctor?
Quaaludes. Massive amounts of Quaaludes. I don't get to say that. Relax by playing games, I guess.
I love video games. I just wish they'd make ones with stronger female protagonists. Sorry, I'd settle for any female protagonists.
I mean, I agree there should be more. Boy, do I love playing sports. Right? Go sports. I can't actually say I relax playing sports.
Mariana thought I played hockey. Whatever that's supposed to mean.
Yes, I relax. I relax with food, maybe alcohol. Also relaxes me. What else? Like, I do feel like
I love food. It will be my downfall. Stress eating is the worst.
I relax by playing. Like, all of these are like valid, normal relaxing things, and I don't know why.
I bet you like dance music.
All of them.
I don't know why.
I mean, no. All right, let's see now. Did Dekker ever say anything else about his...
Dr. Dekker told me he was adopted. His birth mother only turned up 5 years ago because she wanted money for her experimental cancer treatment. I'm not sure how much it cost or even if he had the money, but he didn't do it, and she became one mean mother.
Okay, so birth mom was awful, okay. Why did Dekker want to be removed?
I have no idea. Maybe he was an undercover
helpful,
secret agent. Maybe he was getting more annoying as time progressed. You're not, though. You're lovely. Is this a good time to ask for a raise?
No.
Wow. I was kidding, but thank you, Doctor. I'll take that as a yes. And don't worry, I'll sort it all out.
She seems like the kind of assistant that would go about giving herself a raise. And you just be like, yeah, alright, whatever. Do I have to do paperwork about it? No. Cool. Did Dekker have any psychokinetic ability?
Dr. Dekker definitely dabbled in that stuff. I'm not sure to what extent.
I don't like how every one of her answers is pretty much rephrased question and
I
saying,
like Professor Alderby. He turned me onto that book I've been raving about.
What book?
Cult of the Kinetic Mind. I should start selling them myself.
On the break, I'm going to look up and see if that's a real. Alright. A guy and a guy. The only thing left to pick for today are all of these. Alright.
Please do. I wish I could believe you.
I can stop you having blackouts.
You said it with such a serious look on your face, I almost believed you. It would be good if you had some kind of superpower that helped me, but I don't think so.
I can stop you saying.
You've never seen me angry, have you, Doctor? Don't say things like that when you don't mean them. It causes upset.
Interesting. I can stop you reanimating.
That's an interesting idea, Doctor. It's not really something that needs to be done, though. I have no intention of reanimating anybody anymore. It hasn't gone very well in the past.
Mission accomplished. What if I told you I could stop
No,
you?
Doctor. No, you can't. I've seen what you can do. You can listen and ask, but you don't have any real power.
Swear to God, Bryce, I will mod this game and come in there. Like, I will mod this game just to delete you. Alright. So, we have done everything for this day. We're about a little over 2 hours in. I'm going to take a quick 10-minute break, use the bathroom, refill my drink and whatnot. We'll come back with the next act. Alright? Roughly getting through 2 acts, and so that seems on track. But I will be right back. Back at roughly, call it 44. All right. Soon as I can.
My long legs with heels so high, that's what I crave. Deep red lips that are puckered wide, that's what I crave. You swing those hips and it gives me fits, that's what I crave. Needing love, you and me, all alone, that's what I need. No ticking clock, nowhere else to go, that's what I need. Appetites getting quenched tonight, that's what I crave. Needing love. That's what I crave. That's what I need. That's what I crave. Needing love. Sweat that shines on your moonlit skin, that's what I love. Tangled hair you pull up with a grin, that's what I love. A morning shouts, we both pass out, that's what I crave. Needing love. Crave. Need love.
Alright, we're back. Alright, everybody have a good break. Everybody go get a snack or a drink or anything like that. I refilled my beer with my cute little large format camera beer glass. But we're about to start a new day. Let's go ahead and hop right back into it. If I can... Oh, my chat disappeared again. There we go. Why do you keep disappearing on me on OBS? Oh. OBS is just acting a fool today for me.
You said you'd help me with my problem, but he's still here.
Alright, now how are you coming to see me? Oh, okay, I need you to lean up a little bit. Once again, terms of service.
Dr. Dekker. He wants me to kill people.
Dr. Dekker is in fact dead.
He wants them to follow me to the sea, to the creature.
I mean... I feel like they get woven into the things you told us earlier. Okay, what happens?
It eats them. It's getting stronger. Dr. Dekker says when it's strong enough, it's going to walk again. That's why I black out.
Are you raising the old ones? Well, why do you black out?
He doesn't want me to know. He doesn't want me to remember. I'm feeding a beast that wants to eat us all. You've got to tell me, Doctor. You have got to tell me the truth.
I wonder. I mean, I've been trying to tell you the truth about this, like... Hey, how's it going, Playground Junkies? How are you? I lurked in your stream the other night. Oh, thank you for hosting. Host the channel at the moment, just doing some work, thought I'd pop in, show some support. Hope you had an awesome Easter Sunday. Thank you, I had a very nice, pleasant, very low-key day. I hope you had a nice Easter as well. And I didn't say it yet, but happy Easter to all of my, people watching today. Thank you for hosting, though, I appreciate that, and actually, I'm gonna give you a quick shout-out, because they have a very fun channel, and... anybody who's into music and, you know, video games and whatnot, should definitely check them out. And I get to show off my,
The only thing easy is Harrison Vick, if you know what I mean.
Hey, Hamza.
The only thing easy is your mum, bro.
You need a job.
You need a job, bro. You're gonna lose your mod rights real quick.
Yeah. To be fair, I expected this to happen.
Yeah, that's standard.
It's all good.
Definitely digged your channel every time I've checked it out. But thank you again for the host. And like I said, anybody who wants to see some cool content, go check them out. They're great guys over there. You know, I think whenever I get shouted out on a channel, it always shows like one of the same two clips, and both of them are me just completely screwing something up. So for some reason, it actually aggregates the most popular clip. So like, apparently that one, people like that one, or at least have watched that one a lot. But yeah, no, like that's always how it goes for me though. But yeah, no, like if anybody watching, like go check them out. They have a really good channel and good guys over there. All right. What do you want me to tell you?
You're dreaming, but your dreams are the truth. Don't forget me when you wake. I don't know how I'm in your dream, but now we're together. Let's play a game.
Okay, don't make it weird. My secretary made it weird last time. Don't make it weird this time. So, I was right, that means. I think I'm right that, like, her dream is literally what she's doing, not like how
I
that's
say
all
a
working.
word, you say a word. Ready?
Okay.
Guilty.
What are my options? Innocent.
Murderer.
Maybe I mean, technically Claire.
That's a good doctor. Now, just give me those 3 little words and I'll let you go.
3 little words. Nope. Huh. 3 little words.
Yes. Yes, you do.
Mommy, sorry, what? Huh. I'm glad that I think I'm right about, like, her dreams being
You
what's
rang my
actually
doorbell.
happening.
Truck driver
The little girl.
killed himself.
David is weird.
Like she's watching
Not
me.
I need to
super
put
keen
David
on
Molly
that last
out of his
bit.
misery.
Is it okay to steal things?
Sleeping tablets.
Fingerprints?
Dead bodies.
I saw Jessica.
Should I kill David?
Hilda died last night.
Do you think I should tell her about
Psychokinetics?
the photos?
Dr. Dekker seemed to like a drink.
Bit of a drinking problem.
It's probably the same for Jaya.
One of his patients was trying to kill him,
He lent me some money.
leaving him messages.
Creature, human flesh.
A mild annoyance here.
teleported.
Do you have that
I really
dream,
wish they
doctor?
would put the subtitles for the little flashing. Yours is there, but I'm not scared. One of the patients may have got their hand.
Oh! Oh, doctor. You look...
I feel like the subtitles might be a little broken.
There's something I need to tell you. I can't find Dr. Dekker's prescription pad anywhere. I'm not sure when it went missing, but I don't remember seeing it for a while.
Huh.
Yours is there, but I'm scared one of the patients may have got their hands on it. Let me know if you find it, anyway, and ask me about
Little
Mariana
delay.
later. I've got news.
What about Mariana? Dekker's prescription pad is missing. I should ask the patients about it, and the death threats Nathan said were on it. Well, let's start with Nathan. Let's ask him how he's
I
doing.
think you know who killed Dr. Dekker, so you're gonna have a good day. Can we talk a bit about hypnotism, though?
You think I know who killed Dekker? That seems important.
This might feel like the darkest timeline, but it's not my darkest timeline. I didn't kill Dr. Dekker. I look at one of your other patients, or maybe even your assistant.
Thanks for narrowing it down to absolutely everybody. Really appreciate that, Nathan. That's what I like about you.
I've heard you can plant key words in people when they're hypnotized. How would I know if I had any?
From my understanding,
I think that the
hypnotism
hypnotism
requires
didn't take,
being
but maybe
very
Dr.
willing.
Dekker did hypnotize me, and it did work, and he told me to think that it didn't. I think I found one of the key words.
And what were the key words? Are you the Winter Soldier?
I can't say what it is. I don't want to trigger it. I was on the phone to my dad last night, and he said something, and boom, I fell asleep. Normally I wish that kind of thing would happen, but it just happened.
That seems
I
like
phoned
a
him back, I
useful
thought it was
trigger word.
seconds, but it was an hour later. I asked him what he'd said. He'd watched some NASA program. He was reading off planets. It was one of them.
Planets. Here's where we learn that I don't know all the names of the planet, or I can't remember all the names of the planets on command. That
I
was
don't want
if
it to be
get the
triggered.
facts out.
I don't want it to be triggered.
I feel like it's just gonna give me that same response every time. Saturn. Okay, Manchurian candidate. I keep expecting him. I expect him to go like, "Nah, I'm just screwing." Should I tell Nathan he went into a trance? I mean,
Pluto's not a planet, is it? And why are you even trying?
Pluto isn't a planet, but we all remember when it was.
So he did plant me with something. I have absolutely no idea. Did you find out what the key word is? What is it? No. Don't say it. Write it down for me. And thank you. You know, there's something I've not been telling you.
Bet there's a lot of things you haven't been telling me.
It's about time travel.
What is with everybody in time travel?
His prescription pad's missing.
I hit the wrong one.
The one with all the death threats on it. Do you think the murderer took it to cover their tracks?
It would definitely seem that way.
I suppose it could be a coincidence, but I'm guessing whoever murdered Dr. Dekker stole his prescription pad.
I mean, or a drug addict. Like, prescription pad is real useful.
I read a book about time travel. I thought what was happening to me was a type of time travel. I couldn't control it, but at the end of each day, I would travel back in time to the beginning and live it over again. I'm like Doctor Who, but I don't have a TARDIS, and I can't choose what time I go to.
You are uncomfortably
Except
skinny
once.
as well. What do you mean, except one?
The doctor said she was legally still alive. The only thing they could do was starve her. Hannah didn't die in the accident the first time around. It was worse than death. She wouldn't have wanted that. I was looking at a photo from around the time of the accident. I had a lot of alcohol, which I think was probably necessary. I jumped back to the junction. I started pulling out, but the lorry was already on us. I drove into the lorry to make sure. I didn't wake up in hospital because I woke up the next day, present day. Things had changed.
That's dark.
Her obituary changed in the press clippings I kept. It said she was killed instantly. Nothing else changed. Her family seemed to hate me more, which is ironic because the first time around, they pulled her off life support. So I saved them the indignity. Now they just think it was my careless driving that caused her death.
I mean, technically speaking, it did, but how do you feel? We're going to keep on that same
I'm at
track with
peace
continuity.
with Hannah now. I can save her. And I'll keep trying, but I must move forward. I did kind of ask you not to talk about this anymore, but I suppose you're not taking notes.
Nathan, clearly I'm taking notes. I like how sassy my notebook is. How have things been with Mariana?
Things have been interesting. Thanks to Mariana.
Did she lead you to the sea? He's not dead, though. More importantly, he's not dead. Why thanks
We
to
went on a date.
Mariana?
Well, sort of. She texted me this bar she was going to, and I just turned up. She can dance. I was transfixed most of the night. Next thing I know, I'm lying in my bed, at home. The room's spinning. The day moved forward. In fact, every night I go and watch Mariana dance, the day moves forward. Do you think Mariana likes me?
I wonder if the days that move forward for him, he follows her to the beach and she, leads him into the sea. Yes, maybe?
Thanks, Doctor. That's what I'm hoping.
Okay, creepy ethereal child. Why lie about Hannah being life support?
I haven't been lying. As far as everyone's concerned, she died in that car accident. Instantly.
I mean, splitting hairs, but okay. Did you ever think to drive away from
I didn't have time. I jumped back to the split second the accident happened. The truck was already on us.
I swerved left the first time, so I tried right. If I could have saved her, I would have done. I didn't want her to die.
Perhaps I should ask somebody else a question. You know about the stolen
Why would
prescription
someone
pad?
steal Dr. Dekker's prescription pad? I didn't even know he had one.
Did you write death
I
threats?
prefer actions over words, Doctor. You know that.
So you stabbed him.
Wow. That's a low blow, Doctor. And after all our sessions, I'm not a thief. Even the loan, that was just unfortunate.
I don't want to make the joke about it, about her phrasing. But you all know about it. Tell me about the loan.
Dr. Dekker asked for his loan back after diagnosing me as sane. In his opinion, my blackouts and everything else were fictional. He had no proof, of course, either way, or I'd be cured, but he asked for his money back, and I didn't have it.
I don't want to directly say that Mariana didn't kill Dekker. I don't think she did that. Like, I have nothing to prove. Like, I have no proof or anything. But the fact that he was stabbed in the chest makes me think it wasn't her, because I think that she was just led him to the ocean to be consumed by the sea creature. Did you kill Dekker?
Why would I do that? Dr. Dekker transferred our loan agreement to Claire at Castleford. She bought him out. I owe her the money now.
Well, see, that's important information. That's interesting. Tell me about this
I
loan
don't
transaction.
know why she did it, but Dr. Dekker got repaid, and now my agreement is with Claire. You should ask her.
Oh, I will. Well, how are
I'm
you?
fine, Doctor. I went to the beach, swam under the sea, and returned to tell the tale.
Well, yeah,
No
you're coming back.
blackouts. Nothing.
Nobody else is.
I don't dream, Doctor. I haven't dreamed for years now.
That's not... You're lying
Yeah.
about that.
I did say that was a dream, didn't I? Is it easier to swallow, knowing it's the truth?
What's the truth?
The truth is, I'm not like you, Doctor. Or anyone else.
Is it 'cause
I
you're
can
a fish
swim to
person?
the bottom of the ocean for hours. And people follow me. Even if it's the last thing they do.
Don't kill poor Nathan. I like Nathan. Tell me about being
People
followed.
follow me into the sea. I don't force them, they just follow to see the creature.
What is the creature?
I'm not sure what you'd call it. A wisp? A star? It's so
Great
bright
old one.
and warm and loving. I don't know why it leaves me. It only wants the others. It feeds on them.
I mean, realistically, I would take that to mean that you're the bait. I mean, that's
When
how
I
I
look
would
down,
take that.
I black out. But if I can just keep looking forward, no blackouts. I can just swim back to the top when it's finished.
What's wrong with looking
You
down?
really want to
in the
know?
flesh?
If I look down, it's writhing. Just limbs of people from the clubs and the bars. Not just from this week, but last week, last month, last year.
Mean.
They all look terrified, but somehow still alive.
I feel like some dude would still look and go,
The creature.
it's worth the risk.
It's all inside them, poking holes through them that they shouldn't have. It just eats them. Slowly.
The creature eats them?
The missing people.
I feel...
That's where they go. I don't know I'm doing it.
I feel like
I swear I don't, Doctor.
we're getting further
creature.
away from the idea of this being a murder myth.
I hear it. It's hungry. Nobody can know. It's our secret.
What missing people? I don't want to close off any
I can't
avenue.
explain what happened with John. He followed me back from the bar that night and swam with me under the ocean.
Who's John?
I blacked out. He'd gone. You must have read about John in the news?
Nope.
He was a local student who went missing. He was a looker. And he had a way with words, but he was also a cheat. The creature liked eating him a lot.
Okay, so the creature apparently has
But
a
I
preference.
can't explain what happened next.
What happened to John next?
I left him to be eaten. And the next morning, he turns up in my bed at my house. He's not wet at all. No signs he's been in the sea, but he has holes in him. Lots of holes. His inside is on the outside.
In my professional medical opinion,
Ball
that's generally
tangled
pretty unhealthy.
words. And now they're blaming me, but you knew that, Doctor, didn't you?
I didn't do any of my patient.
That's why I'm here.
Why are you really?
They think I killed John. John and some others. They need to know whether I'm insane or not.
I'm waiting for a jump scare all of a sudden. Who needs to know whether you're...
My lawyer. He says I'm insane, but that he needs you to rubber stamp it. Do you think I'm insane, Doctor?
Okay. I've gotten back to the... I'm going back on myself here. I no longer think supernatural things are happening, at least in her case. I think that we're dealing with the criminally.
No. The creature killed John. It's our secret. What will you tell people, that I'm feeding people to a creature at the bottom of the ocean? What proof do you have? You can't tell on me. You know what you do to me. When you visit, I let you do it because sometimes I'm ashamed of what I've done.
Once again, the game really
You
needs
make me
to
feel
start
like I
telling
deserve
me
it.
about things I'm doing between, like, days. Because it keeps telling me, like, oh.
You get inside me, Doctor,
Oh, Lord.
and it hurts.
Oh. Oh, no.
And you don't care.
I'm not gonna... We'll revisit that. We're gonna skip Jaden as always. Let's go ahead to Eli. Do you know anything about
About the prescription pad.
I'll take that as an... Do you know about
Someone
the
was
death
sending
threats?
Dr. Dekker death threats. Had no idea. He never said anything to me about it.
Okay. Did you take the pad?
Yes, I took it. I had to.
Okay, so that answers that. Why did you...
Dr. Dekker told me he could use it to take away my gift. I'm good. I feel better.
I feel
Last
like I should have
session,
followed up on that.
that was all negative. I don't want to be like that. Oh, I made you something. A little thank you for being so nice. They're cookies.
Don't eat those cookies. Why are you feeling...
I'm a happy person. And really, what's the point of being miserable? It doesn't matter what's going on at work or anything. Happy is the only goal. Max told me that. I think some footballer might have said it.
I remember who Max
I told you about
the
Max,
guy she went on a
right?
date with.
Didn't I mention him before?
Yes.
Yes, but you don't know the whole story.
Because you didn't tell me.
Max is 77. He was one of my patients. I thought he was dying, so I shifted for him. Became an old sweetheart of his, apparently. Only Max didn't die. He actually got better somehow. And then he came and asked me to do it again.
Okay, that feels...
Eleanor, her name was, or is. Like I say, he doesn't even know where she is now. But she obviously still loves him. When I shifted, I felt all fluttery and excited. It's so sweet, isn't it?
I mean, I don't know if sweet's the word I would use.
Yes, Max and Eleanor had dinner on Valentine's Day. I felt a bit weird when he asked me. But he said he just wanted to have one more date with her, and then he wouldn't ask me again. And to be fair, he was a perfect gentleman. I mean, I didn't want to have that conversation.
One of the other patients said that what's in the cookies?
Usual stuff.
I need to think.
Flour, sugar, butter,
Trash
chocolate
man.
chips, and my special ingredient. A little herbalist magic to give you some pep.
That
You
sounds
look
a
like
lot
you
like
need
you
it.
put, like, crack in the cookie. Or something else. Also, why are your shoes on my couch? Put herbs in the cookies?
You can put herbal remedies in food. The effect's more subtle, but it does work.
I mean, I know, like, realistically, like, it's actually pretty cool to, like, put herbs in baking products. You can very easily do that. I don't know if, like, you're a suspect in the murder of my predecessor and just admitted to stealing his prescription pad. I'm not eating any cookies you give me.
You're very welcome.
I'll be polite and take them for later testing, but not eating them. Why would that...
I suppose he was just trying to cure me. I mean, I thought he believed that I could shift, but maybe he didn't. Maybe he was just humouring me the whole time.
Did you kill Dekker?
I could never hurt anyone. You have to believe me,
I
Doctor.
fully believe you can. You also may be an angel of death. Why did you
Yes,
shift again?
because Max didn't die. He saw me change back after I let go of his hand. There wasn't anything I could do about it.
Why didn't Max die?
I don't know why Max didn't die. It usually works.
Sorry, it usually works?
I just mean when I shift. They see their loved one and say what they have to say, and then there's nothing stopping them from moving on. Why? What did you think I meant?
It made it sound like you were a function of killing them by shapeshift. No, I have further questions about that. Alright, speaking of murder, how are you today,
I'm
Claire?
fine. I killed David.
Again.
Again. Like you told me to.
Good.
Anushka's fine, I would imagine. Her father came over to talk about the missing cat.
That David
It would have been an easier conversation had I not been splattered in blood and sweating like a milkmaid.
Weird two images to put together. What did
It
her
seemed
father
like he wanted to give me a piece of his mind, but when he saw the state I was in, he fled.
It's a
There were
good way
no
to get out of
police that turned
conversation.
up. I suspect I've got away with it, at least this second time. Now all that's left is for you to write up my diagnosis.
Pro tip, if you want to get out talking with somebody, be covered in blood. Nobody wants to have a conversation at that point. Well, certain people do. In uniforms. But, you know.
That I'm not sound of mind. That I wasn't sound of mind when I killed David. It's up to you whether you want to mention any of our other conversations. I'm happy either way.
I mean, I don't think you're of sound mind because, you know, dead is better.
With an axe. I got him to put his head on the wood block. He didn't really know what he was doing. He trusted me.
Well,
I cut off his head.
I wonder what
When I
resolution
picked
they
it up,
shot this
he
in.
was smiling.
To do all of these little, like,
Probably a muscle
zooms
spasm.
and pans and whatnot, and reframing. Because it doesn't, like, I can see times where they go super close and a little bit of degradation on the clip. But it's not terrible. I wonder if they shot this at, like, 6 or 8K to be able to crop it in that much without losing. What else can you tell me about
Oh,
Dekker?
the continuing saga of Dr. Dekker. After he'd seen David and done his due diligence, he came up with an offer I couldn't refuse. Remember? The one I told you about when we first met.
Yes. Vaguely. What was Dekker?
Dr. Dekker wanted me to reanimate him. He said he would kill David unless I agreed.
Did you? Why does she have a machete? Also, the number of times somebody walks straight into the camera right at crotch level. Oh, that's really interesting that they're only really giving me the clip. Okay, finally, a second one. How were you
Called me on
supposed
Valentine's night. He promised to use a disposable phone so there would be no trace. I was supposed to
But
come
Dekker knew he
here,
was gonna die.
where I would find him dead, and then reanimate him. I agreed immediately. It seems that Dr. Dekker went through with his half of the agreement. But I forgot to turn up.
Know anything
I never
about-
saw Dr. Dekker's prescription pad. I imagine he kept it hidden away.
So,
To stop people stealing it?
how were you prescribed
true.
sleeping pill?
I didn't see the prescription pad. He gave me that prescription for the sleeping tablets just as I was leaving one day. He said it was worth trying them, but I wasn't sold.
Did you write death threats?
I've already told you, I never saw his prescription pad, so of course I didn't write any death threats. It sounds like someone is trying to frame me. Who's trying to frame me, Doctor?
How paranoid of you think?
Doctor, did I tell you about that time that I used the power of my mind to bring my husband back to life? I can't imagine what I'd do to the psychiatrist that double-crossed me, but I'm sure it would be fun. For me, at least.
I'm really uncomfortable with the in-between videos of her just sitting there with a big-ass knife. Why would Dekker want to kill David?
Dr. Dekker threatened to kill David.
Like,
that terrified me at the time.
I mean, I guess
still had hope that David would recover.
Do you think Marianne...
I don't really know the girl, but I did buy out her loan from Dr. Dekker. I mainly did it to shut him up about it. But can you imagine having him as a creditor? That poor girl. I hope it didn't accrue anything more than interest.
Guy. All right, Bryce. How are you?
I'm not feeling very well. I tried to sleep through the midnight hour, and I slept for 8 hours. When I woke up, it was looking at me. That thing was looking at me. Time was still frozen. But I can't escape it. I'm doomed.
It's gonna happen to a nicer guy. Why do you think
it knows what I did with Dr. Dekker? It's been taunting me. It wanted me to follow it, so I did. It brought me here, Doctor. Here. It thinks I killed Dr. Dekker. I'm sure of it.
Did you kill Dr. Dekker?
I took his body. It was me. I took it from the coffin because I didn't want him put in the ground. I don't know what I was going to do with him. I just didn't think burial would be enough. Maybe I would cremate him. But the body disappeared.
How did the body disappear?
If only he'd been cremated like you will be. I have a private tool shed at the graveyard. I moved his body in there before the burial. But when I came back, he'd gone. It was locked and he'd gone. How did that happen, Doctor? How did Dekker do that?
Now I'm wondering where Baby Dekker's
Perhaps. It had crossed my mind that Dr. Dekker perhaps resurrected himself. Maybe he wasn't dead. Just sleeping.
Dr. Dekker's a lich. I've figured it out, y'all. Dr. Dekker's a lich.
If someone else moved Dekker, they'd had to have picked the lock, moved the body, and then locked up again. Why go to the trouble of locking up again?
I mean... Maybe
it's not out of the question to think that Dr. Dekker teleported himself out of the tool shed. If I can do it, he probably can. That's the kind of thing I've been thinking. But the thing that's been following me, it can teleport too. I think the thing might be Dekker. Is the thing Dekker?
I have no idea what the thing is. Oh, Jessica.
I waved back at Jessica yesterday, and she smiled.
Leave that poor girl alone.
It was bigger than normal. I think we may have made a connection, Doctor.
Like?
The photos I have of her. I think I'm going to destroy them.
Yes.
They're my problem, not hers. I teleported back into the art gallery after our session, in the midnight hour. I replaced the painting, so I haven't stolen anything for a long time now.
I think he
Perhaps
did
a
it.
cheeky borrow best describes it.
Does it best describe it? What has been happening in the
I've tried to avoid my extra hour. I tried to sleep through it. I did try one thing. I spied on you, Doctor.
Stop spying on people.
You have a strangeness, don't you?
What I do in the privacy of the Wendy's bathroom between me and whoever gave me $20 out. What strangenesses do
You live in the same house as Dr. Dekker. I spied on him several times, so I know the house very well. You kept it almost entirely the same. Why did you live in the same house as Dr. Dekker? Is it a perk? Or you, Dr. Dekker?
That would be an interesting ass twist. I'm avoiding
I
answering
didn't
that.
steal Dekker's pad. I didn't have to. If I wanted to use it, I could just teleport in here and steal a sheet. Why take the whole pad? Why be that obvious?
What about the death threat? Know anything about
Well,
the death threat?
kudos to whoever had the guts to do that. Wasn't me. What did they say? You've piqued my interest now.
No, the thing is not Dekker. I'm Dr. Dekker. Alright, no,
So it is. You worried me then, Doctor. I thought you were starting to believe in the unbelievable too.
I didn't. Hey, yeah, that's a good question. I should really do it more often. Why wouldn't burial be? God damn it. You ever think about spelling a word? And just completely gotta spell it. Burial. Burial. Oh, god damn it. Wouldn't be you. Burial be.
Burial isn't enough for Dr.
I spelled
Dekker
enough
because
way
he's
fucking
evil.
wrong.
I thought if anything, we'd established that in our earlier sessions, Doctor. I had to destroy him properly, not just bury him in the ground.
Reasonable.
Thought it might be a perk. I'm sorry I spied on you. I was just getting worried that you weren't who you said you were. Just
I have no
some
idea who I said I am.
mannerisms, strangeness. It's good you've adopted his dog, though. I'm not sure many people would have done.
Sorry, dog. You said a thing
The
was
thing
looking
that's
at you.
following me, it doesn't have a face. I saw it close up when it was standing over me. It has no face, no eyes, no mouth, no nothing. Inside its hood is just space. Just a black hole.
That sounds horrifying. But it also...
I tried to sleep through my extra hour. I didn't want to face it. That thing has been taunting me. I wish I was still religious.
I mean... Okay. What's the news about Mariana?
I've been reviewing your files. I know, I'm sorry, a bit naughty, but have you considered that Mariana may have murdered Dr. Dekker because of the money she owed him? As she had most to gain. She got all the money if he died. And it makes most sense, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make sense, though, because the loan got bought out by Claire. How are you today?
I'm worried about you, Doctor. You seem quiet and, well, it's just your fingerprints on the bottle. Maybe you touched it by accident? You didn't know him, did you?
I swear to God, if the twist is I killed Dr. Dekker. No, I didn't know Dekker.
Then why are your fingerprints on his vodka bottle? No.
Vodka?
No, don't answer that. Oh, the infectious madness of Dr. Dekker. Who hasn't it touched? I'm so worried.
Why are you worried about me?
You just seem a little different from the person who turned up all those weeks ago. You don't talk to me as much as you did. You flitter between patients in a daydream. Tell me what things are bothering you.
Jaya thinks I'm going insane.
Who measures sanity or insanity? One man's philosopher is another man's fool. I'm keeping an eye on you. I won't let you go crazy.
Like, how are you coping?
I think I'm okay with the grief now. My mother died suddenly, and I think I was projecting Dr. Dekker's death to be about her. I know they're not related.
Unless, was Dr. Dekker your mother?
My mother died suddenly, like Dr. Dekker. For her, though, it was different.
Like through the
She burst into flames. I was 7. They said she must have been smoking and drinking on the sofa, but she doesn't smoke or drink. Professor Alderby said it was spontaneous combustion.
Why did Professor Alderby have an opinion on it?
Dr. Dekker's prescription pad is still missing. I'll let you know if it turns up. I didn't know anything about that. If I have any grievances with my employer, I spit in their coffee. I hope that's how you like it.
No comment.
Don't become like Dr. Dekker. I think that somebody killed him because he was using them. There's some footage I can't show you because it would affect you too much. Suffice to say, when Mariana told him she could breathe underwater, he wanted the same power for himself. So instead of trying to cure her of it, he'd try and amplify it to see how it worked, so he could imagine it for himself. I think he did that with all his special patients. I think he wanted all of their powers. If you believe in that sort of thing.
Who were the special?
Any patient who presented with psychokinetic issues, they were his special patients. Towards the end, he began ignoring all the other cases. Most of the patients saw it as a curse, what they were experiencing, what they were unwittingly doing. Dr. Dekker saw it as an ability, a power to be harnessed and used for, well, God knows what he was going to use it all for. So we made them give in to it, and it consumed them, consumed all of them. Whether you believe any of that or not is your choice, but they did, which made them angry. And that's why I think he was murdered by a patient.
So I assume the patients that we've been dealing with are all of his special patients. Oh, that's interesting. Do you think Cthulhu is real?
Fictional space god that's resting at the bottom of the Atlantic. It's not likely, is it? Or maybe you think it is. Have you spoke to Mariana today?
Everything keeps coming back to Mariana. Who do you think
It's
murdered
not
Dekker?
your job to find out who the murderer is. It's the police. You can only point them in the right direction.
Or the wrong
Murder
one.
is a means to an end. There's a lot more going on here you should be thinking about.
I'm not
Your
sure.
patience will always be a bother, but you're caring for people. We do still care, don't we, Doctor?
I've never cared.
In a few weeks' time, there'll be a whole new bunch of faces with a whole new bunch of quirks. Let's not have a whole new doctor, shall we?
Alright. I think I have gotten just about everyone. Except for Mariana. Not really doing yourself any favor there. Yes, you're insane. No, you're not insane. I'm not sure which of these two is the right answer. And I'm not sure if she's insane or if she's telling the truth, and it could go either way. Now, I mean, I could technically skip it, I guess. I could just not answer. Anybody have any opinions on this one? I'm not sure where to go with it. Either she's insane or she's not. If she's not insane, that means that I'm kind of agreeing that, like, yes, she, putting men into trances and can breathe underwater and is feeding a monster. I'm sorry, a sea monster. Or she's a murderer and is making all of this up to get away with. No, you're not insane.
I told you how grateful I'd be. But you need to fix my problem first. If they try me as sane, I'll be in prison for a long time. And then, how would you get your reward, Doctor?
More inflammatory answer. So, the problem is I'm not sure which is the more inflammatory answer there. Like, ultimately, I think she wants to be insane because it would get her off the hook for a murder. But I went with no, you're not insane. And that's the answer I got. So let's see, how well do you know Claire?
She's the woman that took over the loan I had with Dr. Dekker.
Jay is trying to point me to her. Has anyone turned up at your home?
You're a naughty one, Doctor. You know you visited my home. Why do you keep denying it?
I did not visit your house.
Don't you remember? That's a shame. You had fun. If you can't remember, I'm certainly not going to enlighten you.
Alright. We've gotten everyone's questions out of the way. Ooh, we've gotten to accuse. Who murdered Dr. Dekker? Who do we think did it? Bryce? Claire? Jaya? Elin? Mariana? Or Nathan? Alright. So I'm going to talk this out a little. I don't think it was Nathan. Nathan, I feel like, has given me too many good answers in terms of, like, honesty and pointing me towards other people. I don't think Nathan is guilty. I'm going to go ahead and rule him out. Up next, I'll say we have Elin. I don't think Elin killed. I don't think there'd be any Like, there's nothing for her to gain by killing. Like, the biggest rift between the two of them they really had was, her shape-shifting. Now, I wish I could remember their alibis. I remember there was a pretty complex web of alibis for the night Dekker was. But I remember Elin said she was on a date with Max, and she was shape-shifting as Max's lover. And Mariana saw her at the beach. Now, I want to draw that into question because Elin didn't see Mariana. Mariana says she saw Elin. But that jived with what Elin said. But Mariana said, oh, I saw her, but she wouldn't have seen me. How would she have known it was Elin if she shapeshifted? Mariana has a big old question mark next to her. Now, Bryce, he seems like he's guilty. Like, Bryce did some bad things, a bunch of bad stuff. But I don't know if one of them is... Like, he clearly has a problem with boundaries, guilt. Like, he is acting guilty towards Jessica, he's acting guilty. Towards the people he's stolen from. But he has an alibi. He was at art gallery, and when we had a session with works at the art gallery's firm team, so I actually think that puts him in the clear. Still don't trust his ass, and if I can't come to, I'm gonna accuse him. Now, next up, we're going to talk about Claire. Claire was supposed to resurrect Dekker, didn't. Went that night to visit Dekker in the office. And Dekker had threatened to kill her husband, who was already dead. That's necromancy back. So, like, that sounds like a motive. Now, but I don't know if that necessarily means he killed him as so much as just not resurrected him. It also implies that Dekker knew he was dying, going to be. Which leads me to Zaya. She said that she was at home by herself on Valentine's Day when Dekker was murdered. He has been the one giving us the information. Clearly believes the psychokinetic stuff. And has no alibi, no... but doesn't also necessarily benefit from murdering Dekker. Then we have the obvious answer. Mariana, who is clearly the bait for some kind of sea monster or a murderer. But I feel like they're pushing too hard for me to think it's Mariana or to be Mariana. What do y'all think? Anybody have any opinions on this? Because I'm really leaning towards either Mariana or Jaya. And I'm not sure which. I think both of them have a good likelihood of being. But I'm not 100% sure. Like, both could go either way with them. Because Mariana, I think, is the one that they're trying to sell me. Yeah, it definitely feels that way. Like, she's definitely controlling a lot of the narrative. Which, for better or worse, seems like something. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, everything points too much to Mariana for me to feel like it actually is Mariana. I think I'm gonna go with Jaya. But more importantly, it ain't my boy Nathan. I 100% don't believe it's Nathan. I'm gonna be crushed if it. Bryce, I want to accuse him because I think he did something. But I'm thinking it's Jaya. I'm thinking it's Jaya, possibly Claire. But I'm gonna go with Jaya.
Doctor, we've had a bad day, haven't we? If you think I'm guilty, then one of your patients must have you just where they want you. I'll forget this indiscretion and go and put the kettle on. And perhaps you can have a lie down or something.
Oh, I think I got it wrong. Okay. I don't think it's Jaya. Okay, clearly not Jaya. I got, I mean, Claire was there at the murder. Like Claire was there at the murder. Claire was supposed to resurrect the doctor and didn't. Although, that whole business with the doctor's body missing and I'm gonna try Claire. We're gonna wind up going through all of these. I'm gonna say Claire.
So after all we've been through, you're accusing me? Of what? Murder? Or of not bringing him back to life when I said I would? The last one I'm definitely guilty of. He wanted me to kill him, but I wouldn't. I turned up here on Valentine's night and he was drunk already, as usual. I think he thought the alcohol and pills would take the edge off things, but he was woeful. Have you ever seen a man trying to push a paper spike through himself when he's drunk?
I mean...
I'm not saying any more while your camera's rolling, but know this. Dr. Dekker was more disturbed than any of his patients, and I stopped him. I put my wrongs right. Can you say that, Doctor?
Okay, I reckon I got... Holy shit. Okay, that's also the... I hate that. Insanity, doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. That's also the definition of practice.
A basset hound. She's got these big floppy ears and a really sad face. You know, even sadder than I look. Ginger. I call her Ginger.
She's a rescue. But since I've had Ginger, I've never looked back. Literally. Not one day.
I'm not really sure what you'd call it. Mutually assured delusions? I think Dr. Dekker was projecting his weird fantasies on me, and it was just going to be easier to go along with it, to participate. I feel much better now I know I didn't hurt anyone.
Subtitle.
I didn't hurt anyone. Did I?
It looks like Terry won't be coming back. She hasn't been in for a while, and I thought she just had a bug or something, but from what I've heard,
The subtitle's kind of
it's
iffy
not
here.
good. Apparently, she's in intensive care, and they can't figure out what's wrong with her.
Oh, shit.
I'm not going to lie. Work's much easier without her watching over me. Does that make me a horrible person?
I think I was in my own head too much, manifesting things that weren't there. But I'm very much an art connoisseur now. It's definitely helping keeping me sane.
Kind of fucked up.
I realised that I'm a very visual person, and paintings can keep me occupied for hours. I go to Providence whenever I get the time. It's the local art gallery here. The best time to go is late at night. You get the place all to yourself.
Why does everything you say sound creepy?
What I want to know is how did you know which patient was the murderer? I mean, they all lied to you, didn't they? I'm just glad it's business as usual around here and I'm not having to look for another doctor again. It's embarrassing. Dr. Dekker almost caught me writing the advert for his replacement.
What?
Stop worrying, Mr. Ashby.
I've no idea
Yes,
what's going on anymore.
it sounds almost certain that you murdered your business partner, but I can get you a temporary insanity plea. I'm a lawyer, not an agony aunt. Now, as I was saying to you before, you need to choose your particular strangeness before I can refer you. Once you have chosen it, don't waver. They have to believe what you're saying is true for it to work.
I know what's going on now. I know. No, thank you. I know what's going on now. Okay, I think I... Huh. Her last name is Dieth. Cool name. Okay. That's why all the referrals were from solicitors. That's why all of the, patients claimed to have supernatural abilities, couldn't really prove them or use them in it. It was a scam. It's all a scam. Okay. So that was really cool. Okay. Well, what did y'all think of the infectious madness of Dr. Dekker? And also, how great was it that I just pulled the correct answer out of my ass? I mean, I had a pretty good idea it was Claire. Because, he was threatening in every interaction. And also, the whole, it didn't make sense that she didn't find the body, but she claimed he was dead when showed up to resurrect him, but she decided not to. But yeah. So what did y'all think of the infectious madness of Dr. Dekker? Let me know. And we're actually done a little earlier than normal, but I think I'm gonna go back to normal face cam now. Where did the Elgato audio go? Okay, I guess not. Cool, we're not doing that, computer, alright. You do you, I guess. But yeah. So what did y'all think of the infectious madness of Dr. Dekker? I actually really enjoyed that. We're gonna do a quick keyboard swap. I thought that was really neat. FMV games have always been kind of weird to me. Like, any idea, but I remember when they were really bad and corny back in the olden days. They used to have them back in the 90s. I remember it being games like what was it called? Yeah, like it was surprisingly interesting. Like, there was a good amount of like stuff going on that I did not expect. Online. We're gonna raid good old I'm gonna rearrange windows here a little bit. Alright, there we go. Let's take a look and see. We got Jagboo playing The Last of Us. Yeah. I didn't expect it to go that way, but I really like the twist of it being a scam. Like, it was neither supernatural nor insanity. I kind of like that. And that last little scene just cementing that for me. I thought that was really neat. And like I said, like, I thought it was really interesting. But we're going to, real quick, take a listen in on see what Jagboo's. Alright, we're going to hop in on Jagboo's stream. And when you get in there, let them know that I sent you. And how much you like The Last of Us. Once again, though, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you for lurking. Once again, I'm going to send a quick shout out to the good people over that at Playground Junkies. Hey! I was just giving you a shout out. But yeah, no. It's cool. So, like you said, you're going to be lurking.
Oh, I'm scared of you.
But once again, anybody listening, go and check them out. Really cool guys over there. Really great channel.
Battery and I'm leaving. Thank you for your battery. Thank you.
What are you playing? Oh, is that you guys playing The Last of Us?
I'm not going through there.
I think I popped in on that one.
Look at this shit.
Hopefully, I can pop in on more.
Look at
Our
this
hours
shit.
don't always
You think
line up.
You guys are showering each other? I respect it. But this is. Have you got a camcorder or is that soap? It's in your hand.
But yeah,
that's soap. Ah man, I don't know about this.
Or not The Last of It. Outlast is always a weird game to me. I feel like it gets to that point where, like, eventually you feel like you should have more agency. But like I said, follow them if you haven't. I want to thank my buddy Rad Awesome Face for hanging out and following. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for lurking. Thank you for hanging out. If you enjoyed the show, feel free to throw me a follow either here on Twitch or on one of my social medias. I'm always down for a conversation, so hit me up sometime. I'm always down to talk. Yeah, it's different parts of the globe, man. It just ends up like that. Hopefully I can pop in on more ears soon. Lately I've been having some data slow downs with my phone, so I haven't been able to do anything unless I'm home. But like I said, we're gonna go ahead and hop in and raid Jag. Let them know I sent you. I'll be in there as well. Y'all have a good night, and thank you again for hanging out. We're gonna raid in about 10 seconds. Like I said, let them know I sent you.